The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Hi, Mac. Up, boy, up. Here's some candy, Mac. Come on, Mac. Hey, wait. Watch Mac do this trick. Go get the ball, Mac.
Maybe he's part setter and just wants to sit.
Hi.
Hi, Tommy.
Somebody lose a ball?
Yeah, it's mine. Want to watch Mac do a trick, Tommy?
Well, not right now, little Luke. I really came to call on Hassie. Excuse me.
I don't get it. Why would he rather be with a girl when he could be with a dog?
No, Luke. That Tommy's a right fine boy. So long as some fella's got to be it, I'm kind of glad in the way he's the one.
The one what?
The one that Hassie marries.
Marries? Well, Grandpa, they're just kids. They're only 14 and a half.
They don't get hitched right now, but they might someday. You take me and Grandma. We was childhood sweethearts. You know, from the day we first met, she never looked at another fella. Of course, I couldn't blame her none.
Well, okay, Grandpa. But do you mind if I don't rush right out and order me a new suit for the wedding just yet?
Hey, Tommy. Thought you was calling on Hassie.
Oh, she's busy.
Busy? What at?
I don't know. Just told me to wait.
Hassie.
Oh, hi, Grandpa. Luke.
Well, Hassie, what in the world are you doing in here? Tommy's waiting for you out there on the porch.
I know. He's come to ask me to the Grange dance Saturday night.
Well, you're going with him, ain't you?
Of course.
Well, what do you leave him sitting out on the porch like that saying you're busy?
Grandpa, when a boy comes calling, you gotta keep him waiting a while.
Why?
Because I don't want him to think that I want to see him.
You mean you don't want to see him?
Of course I want to see him, but I don't want him to see that I want to see him.
Why?
Well, I don't want him to get too sure of himself. Girls gotta keep the upper hand or a boy won't know his place.
Well, I'll be. Now, look, that boy came a long way to see you, and there ain't no way for a McCoy woman to treat him. Now, you go on, get out there, Hassie. Now, Hassie,
Okay,
go on.
Grandpa, I'll give him a break, but just this one.
That's a good girl.
Oh, Tommy, you can come in now.
Hi, Hassie. I guess you know what I came to ask you.
Ask me? Why, I haven't the slightest idea.
Well, you know the annual Grange dance is Saturday.
Is it? My, how time flies. I never realized. You going to the dance, Tommy?
Well, sure. Well, if you go with me, you will, won't you, Hassie?
Oh, dear, I don't know. It's too early to decide.
Early? It's already Thursday.
Is it? Oh, well, I'd really like to think it over. I'll tell you what. You come back tomorrow in the afternoon, and I'll give you my answer.
Well, all right, but I sure hope you say yes. I've been counting on it.
We'll see. Bye.
Hassie McCoy, what in tarnation's the matter with you?
Hassie, you told us you were going to the dance with that boy. Why'd you tell him to come back for your answer?
It isn't good policy for a girl to say yes the first time she's asked.
Why?
Well, if they have to ask twice, they'll appreciate you more.
How do you know that boy won't ask some other girl to the dance?
No other girl will go with him.
How can you be so sure?
It's agreed. They all know he's my date, and they wouldn't cut in.
Well, how do you like that? They organized.
Grandpa, a man just don't stand no chance no more.
Well, come on, son. Leastways, we can let the boy know what he's up against.
I gotta be going.
Hey, Tommy, wait. Gee, we could apologize for Hassie's bad manners. You know, that ain't the McCoy way.
Well, that's all right.
All right. Well, now, look, son, we got to have a man-to-man talk. Look, will you go on now?
Why? I'm a man.
I know you are, son, but sometimes they think...
I know. I'm still too young to understand. Come on, Mac.
Don't it bother you the way Hassie treats you, dangling you on a string like that?
Why? She always winds up going with me anyway. Guess she just likes to make it tough.
Oh, for gosh sake, don't that rile you up?
Why? Things always seem to turn out okay.
What do you got for a backbone, boy? An overripe banana? Ain't you got no intention of growing up to be a man?
Well, yeah.
Well, you better get straightened out if you ever expect you and Hassie to have a decent marriage.
Marriage? Well, I couldn't get married right now. My folks won't even let me stay up past 11:30.
Well, Grandpa's talking about the future, Tommy. He don't mean right now.
Oh, sure. It ain't never too soon to learn how to handle women. You know, there ain't never been a bad marriage in the McCoy family, and you know why? Because the man does the ruling. The women respect him for it, too. Now, Luke, he's had a good marriage. You know why? Go ahead and tell him, Luke.
Yeah, well, it's because
Because he's the boss, that's what.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Because I'm the boss.
Hey, of course, boy. The whole secret of getting a woman's respect is don't ask him to do something, tell him to do it.
I guess I've got a lot to learn.
Yeah, well, don't you worry, Tommy. Me and Grandpa will help you.
Remember what he told you now.
Yes, sir, I will.
Hi, Sugar.
Hi. Oh, hello, Tommy. Hi, Grandpa.
Hello,
Tommy.
Good afternoon, Amos.
Hi, Flory.
Sugar, what do you got in them packages?
Oh, I just bought a few little things. Oh, Flora got a new party dress.
Oh, yeah? You didn't all put it up for me, Flory?
For you, Amos.
Why, sure, we're going to the Grange dance Saturday night. I got some shopping to do, too. I'm going to get me a brand new collar. We're going to cut quite a figure, me and you.
If we go together.
What do you mean, if?
Well, Amos, you haven't asked me for a date yet.
Well, Flory, we all let's go. We went together last year. We're going again this year.
Well, Grandpa, Flory's right. It's only fitting for a gentleman to ask a lady.
Since when? Flory's going with me like you're going with Luke. A man don't ask a woman, he just tells her. Right, Luke? Right, Luke?
Oh, yeah, right, Grandpa.
Well, girls, there ain't nothing more to talk about. It's all settled. Can you see? That's the way to talk to women. Not nasty, but just firm. You noticed they didn't dare to talk back, too, didn't you?
No, sir, they sure didn't say anything.
Yeah, well, you just leave that be a lesson to you. Now, when you come up to see Hassie tomorrow, don't come crawling up like a whip puppy. Step up like a tiger and say your piece.
Yeah, like a tiger.
Tommy's a fine boy. You know, girls, I'm sure glad to get to talk to him. Because he was getting off on the wrong foot with Hassie.
Oh, yeah. Kate, you'd have been ashamed the way she was treating that boy. And the way he was taking it. Oh, it's pitiful.
Yeah, just pitiful. But I think we got him straightened out, though. Yeah. He knows now that a woman's just like a fine mare. You give her a head and she ain't worth nothing. But you keep a taut rein on her and leave know who's boss, by. You got an animal he can be proud of. Right, Luke?
Yeah, right.
There ain't nothing better in the whole world than a well-trained woman.
Ain't you afraid of being too flattering, Grandpa?
Grandpa, I don't think we ought to be comparing Kate to a mare.
Well, not just an ordinary mare. It's a fine thoroughbred mare. Good breeding. Kate's got it before you got it.
Well, thanks for the compliment. You needn't hold your reins tight, Amos McCoy, because I'm not in harness. And furthermore, I have no intention of going to the dance with you.
Oh, Flory.
Yeah, Flory,
And
Grandpa
I have no
didn't mean
intention
nothing
of going
by
with you.
Sugar, babe. You can't be serious.
I was never more serious in my life. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Luke, not taking orders like you come to expect.
But Kate,
Come on, Flory, let's go to my room. We don't want to mingle with the masters.
Grandpa, what have you done?
Now, don't worry, son. Ain't nothing to worry about, Atoll. We just got us a couple of fine mares with a little mule in them.
Grandpa, I've been thinking.
Well, chase it right out of your mind, because I ain't going to do it.
Oh, jingoes, Grandpa. All I feel is if we was to go in the house and talk, Grandpa, if we was to go into the house and talk to the girls, I think we could straighten the whole thing.
You still here yet? Well, make yourself useful. Hold Bessie's head so this hammer don't spook her.
Grandpa, you caused all this mess. And I think you ought to be the one to straighten it out.
I caused it.
Yeah.
Well, if I remember, you was right there with me going right along, right?
Right. Well, no, look. Yeah, well, I was right along with you, but I didn't know you was leading me to the edge of a cliff. Grandpa, I say we gotta go in the house and we gotta talk to Florrie and Kate and apologize.
Wash your mouth out, boy. You know that's the worst thing you can do is apologize to a woman. You do that, and you're lost. You're going to hold our ground. They're going to come across to us. Now, you wait and see.
Grandpa, couldn't we at least crawl halfways?
Yeah, but, boy, you're forgetting you're a man?
No, I ain't forgetting I'm a man. The only trouble is, the more I remember I'm a man, the more I remember Kate's a woman. Oh, God darn it, Grandpa. I was looking forward to this dance. I can still remember the way it was last year. Music was playing, and I was holding Kate in my arms. It was all soft and cuddly. And I was nuzzling my cheek up against hers.
Well, now, Kate won't go with you. Why don't you take the cow? You make a lovely couple.
Oh, now, Grandpa. Grandpa, you gotta listen.
To more of that mamby-pamby talk?
Mr. McCoy?
Oh, hello, Tommy.
Mr. McCoy, I thought over what you said about handling women. And I'm going to see Hassie right now, and what's more, I'm not going to ask her to the dance. I'm going to tell her she's going with me or else.
Look, Tommy, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. Look, Tommy, I'm proud of you. You go right up there and show that gal what a real man looks like.
Yes, sir.
Boy's got a lot more gumption than some people I know. Might be a good idea if some people come up there and watch the fella handle a gun the right way.
Hassie, where are you?
Who's there?
It's me, Tommy.
Tommy?
Hassie, I got something to tell you.
You see how he walked in there? You see the look on Hassie's face? Come on.
But I thought I told you to come around in the afternoon.
Well, I decided to come around now. Do you mind?
No, I guess not.
Okay, sit down. Hassie, yesterday I asked you to go to the dance with me and you dilly-dallied. Well, now that doesn't go with me, so now I want a straight answer. Will you or will you not go to the Grange dance with me?
Well,
No fooling around this time. I'll give you 3 to say yes or no. 1, 2,
no.
3.
No, you hurt me.
Look, I'll give you 3 more. 1, 2.
Count until your head falls off. But I wouldn't go with you now if I never went to another dance in my life.
We got a long ways from being beat yet.
Oh, are we? Well, all I know is the dance is tomorrow night, and so far, nobody's going with nobody.
Yeah, I know that, too.
Come on, Mac. Grandpa, I taught Mac that trick. Watch.
Not now, little Luke. I'm busy thinking.
Up, Mac. Sit up. Sit up. See?
Yeah, that's good. We'll run along now.
Do you know how I made him do it? I pretended to eat the candy myself. Then you should have seen him sit up and beg for it.
Well, that's fine, son, but you just run it. Say, little Luke, for a boy of your age, you're wiser than an old hoot owl. You just give us a way of winning the war.
What war? Am I in it?
No, but you will be soon enough, so you might have to stick around and get a little training. Now, fellas, tomorrow night we'll make them women think that we're eating the candies. Well, look, the dance is the candy, and we make them sit up and beg for it.
Yeah, well, just how do you figure to do that?
Oh, we'll all get dressed up and sit in the parlor there and make them think we're prepared to go to the dance without them.
Without them?
Sure. Oh, you dance with Kate all right. Now dance with Florrie, and Tommy will dance with Hassie.
I will? Honest?
Oh, my name ain't Amos McCoy. You know, there's one thing a woman can't stand, and that's to see her man all dressed up and go someplace without her.
Boy, it's 6:30.
Don't get panicky, boy. You gotta come out sometime.
Grandpa, we've been sitting here for half an hour.
Now, you just be patient, Luke. You just sit. Here they come.
Did you say something, Luke?
Me? Oh, no.
Don't you notice nothing?
Well, of course, you got on your good suit.
I got mine on too, Hassie.
Well, can't you make out what for?
Well, I don't know. You're going someplace, I guess. You'll have to excuse us. Me and Hassie's got fudge on the stove.
Fudge? Grandpa, they wouldn't be making fudge unless they was expecting to stay home tonight.
Now, don't go jumping to nothing yet.
Oh, by the way, when Florrie comes, would you tell her we're in here?
See, Florrie's coming. That's her car now. I recognize them loose tappets. Florrie's coming here. Why is she coming here? She's coming here so she can go to the dance from here, that's why.
I don't know, Grandpa.
Well, I know, and just as soon as she steps in that door dressed for the dance, the cat's out of the bag. Now, you just have faith in me, boy. I've lived a lot of years longer than you. Well, Florrie, might early, but come in. Well, Florrie, you ain't dressed for the...
For what?
For nothing.
I'm over to work with Kate on some patterns. You look nice, Amos. Going somewhere?
You're darn tootin' we're going someplace. And if you ain't forgot, this is the night of the big dance, and me and Luke and Tommy is going to have a high old time, ain't we, fellas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ought to be a gay evening. Music and eats and plenty of gals just waiting around to dance with stray fellas like us. Good lookers, too.
Then you ought to have a fine time.
Oh, Florrie, I thought I heard your voice. Come on in the bedroom. We get started on them patterns.
Kate?
Oh, if you fellas are around long enough, that fudge is cooling on the sideboard.
Well, Grandpa, if they're begging, they sure got a funny new way of holding up their paws.
They're just faking. I got good reason for thinking so, too.
Reasons?
Yes, sir. What do you think Florrie's got in that big bag she's carrying in there?
Well, they're sewing stuff. She said they was going to work on some patterns.
It could be her sewing stuff. Could be her new party dress, too, that she's sneaking in there to slip on right now.
We just gonna sit here and wait?
Son, in a war, there's a lot more than shooting and fighting. There's a lot of sitting and waiting to be done. So we'll just sit, because it's our turn to do a little waiting.
Well, what do you think of your war now, General?
Just wait, Luke.
Look, I've been waiting for 2 days, Grandpa, and I had enough of it. Well, right now I'm going to do what I should have done in the first place. Kate? Kate, I apologize. I was wrong, and I'm sorry, and I want you to forgive me. I beg you to forgive me.
You mean that, Luke?
I sure do, Sugar Babe. I had no call to talk to you like I did, and, well, I feel real bad about it. Sugar Babe?
Hassie, I apologize too.
Do you, Tommy?
I do, and I want you to go to the dance more than anything, please. Sugar Babe?
Well, the whole girl done down me's going to crumble. I might as well crumble, too. All right, Florrie. I'm willing to forgive and forget.
Amos,
Dad never said I forgive you.
you forgive. Seems to me you should ask for forgiveness.
Oh, all right. If you want to get fussy, I ask.
You mean you apologize?
Yes, I apologize.
Doesn't sound like a very nice apology.
All right. I'm sorry for the way I talked to you, and I want to be forgiven, and I apologize. Honest. Sugar Babe?
Well, that's better. I accept, Amos.
Rory, you're all right.
Of course.
Hassie, you're all right too.
We're all ready.
Hey, I thought that you were... Well, you mean that you've been getting ready all this time? You ain't been cutting out patterns?
Of course. We knew you'd come around sooner or later.
Well, now, that's what I call dirty fighting.
I was right. If we just waited a few more minutes, we'd have had him.
Yeah, Grandpa, now I know what you mean about women folk. They ain't to be trusted.
Aw, now, Luke, honey.
Don't you Luke honey me. I'm riled, Kate. I'm riled.
I'm riled, too.
And after this, if you think you're going to the dance with me, you got another thing coming.
Oh, very well. In that case, I'll go alone.
And we will, too.
Yeah, well, you go on. Just go on, go ahead. Go on and go alone. Go on.
Good boy, Luke. Get out the second board. We have a quiet evening to home.
Yeah, I'm with you, Grandpa.
You play the winner.
We're really going.
You take the ribbons, Luke.
Bye, Luke.
Grandpa, I give you first move.
That's fine, Luke.
Luke, honey, maybe we did go a little too far.
I guess we were only thinking of getting back at you.
Well, it wasn't a very good example for you to set a young girl like Hassie learning the trickery is the only way to get along in life.
Well, Amos, are you proud of the things you've been teaching Tommy? That the way to treat girls is to ride roughshod over them, to bully them?
Well, I guess we're both wrong about that. When you come right down to it, the only way for men and women to get along is to respect each other. You remember that, son?
You remember it, too, Hassie.
Well, what are we waiting for? We're all going to dance, ain't we?
We sure are. Come on, Sugar Babe.
Ready, Hassie?
Troy and I want you to know you're dancing every girl you're dance with me.
But what about the others?
What others?
Why, all those girls who are just waiting to dance every dance with a handsome fella like you.
Oh, them. Well, guess they just have to wither on the vine like the horse has.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Yeah, come in.
Morning, George.
Hi, Amos. I'm just doing a little business here.
Oh, hello, Mr. McCoy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Daggett. How's the junk business?
Oh, it's just terrible. Installment buying has ruined me. People spread their payments out for things over so many years. By the time they get to me, they're broken, worn out, or repossessed.
You know, Daggett, if I didn't know you owned 2 farms and a motel and a school bus, my heart would just be a-bleeding for you.
Now, Daggett, here's something that even you're going to pay me a good price for. A little Gem Deluxe vacuum cleaner made in 1922.
He was run out of business in 1923 by a broom company.
Do you want it or don't you want it?
Let's see if she works.
I've been trying to get rid of this thing for years. Everybody I offered it to just laughed at me. Even the welfare people turned me down.
Can't blame them. Anybody accept a thing like that have to have 2 things. No money and no pride and plenty of both.
George.
Huh?
I'll tell you what now. I want to be fair about this thing, so, I'll give you 25 cents for it, sight unseen.
Say, George, come to think of it, we ain't got no vacuum over to our house. Yeah, I'll give you 30 cents for it.
40 cents.
45 cents, all cash.
What else have you got?
If you want to make out a bill of sale for it right now, George, I'll give you the money.
Here we got it. 50 cents.
75 cents.
Could sell this to some fancy-pants interior decorator who'll want to make a candlestick holder out of it. 80 cents, and that's my final offer.
So, 85 cents.
I've got a feeling that I'm being squeezed.
90 cents.
You should bring yourself up. Now, look here. I'm going to give you my absolute rock-bottom final offer. $1. And here it is.
$1.25.
I didn't know that I was bidding against a Texas oil millionaire.
No, wait, dang it. What about all this stuff laying around here?
I ain't interested.
You gotta buy it. I don't want to haul it back to the garage.
Throw it out in the trash pile. Maybe one of these days I'll be big-hearted and I'll have dirty hands, and I might come back and cart it away for you.
Don't you worry, George. He'll be back to buy that vacuum cleaner. You just watch.
Should have taken that $1 when I had it in my hand. That thing ain't worth 20 cents.
He better be back. Well, maybe I did push him a mite too far. Say, how about a nice friendly cup of coffee?
How about a nice friendly $1.25 for the vacuum?
You want me to pay $1.25 for something you couldn't give away as a gift?
You bid on it. You didn't know when to stop. You haven't a vacuum anyways, so it's yours.
Well, now, I'd consider it rightly unfriendly if you was trying to give it to me as a gift. But when you try to make me pay for it, that's a gall-darned insult.
Give me the $1.25 and consider yourself insulted.
If that's the kind of a friend you are, I'm glad to find you out.
I'm going to have to drag it in my car. I'll take you to be off the premises when I get back.
I'll be off before you go. Bye.
Finishes the rug beating for today.
Well, sugar babe, why didn't you wake me up? I told you I'd beat the rug for you.
Then beat it.
I just heard you say... I swear, you're getting foxier than Grandpa.
Oh, come on, Luke. It won't be so bad. You beat one side and I'll beat the other.
Oh, hi, George.
Hi, George.
Hello. Hi, Kate.
Must be kind of lonesome up to your place with your sister gone.
Yeah, but Flora's coming back in a couple of days.
Well, the sooner the better. Grandpa's getting kind of feisty without her. Would you like a cup of coffee, George?
No, thanks, Kate. I'm looking for the junk man. Seen him?
Oh, yeah, he went by just a few minutes ago. Oh, say, George, if you like, I'll get in the car with you and I'll help you look for him.
Go right ahead, Luke. And when you find him, you bring him back here and I'll sell him your side of the bed.
Always nice seeing you, George.
Yeah. Well, I'll get on my way. I gotta get rid of all this stuff.
Hey, George, does that vacuum cleaner you got back there work?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Well, I was just thinking that might come in handy for Kate here. Kind of take a load off her. And me, too. George, I'd like to buy it from you.
You want to take a look at it?
Yeah.
Your grandpa had a chance to buy it, Kate, but he turned it down.
Well, Grandpa don't believe in him. He thinks anything a machine can do, an overworked wife can do better.
Hey, George, how much do you want for it?
If Kate can use it, she's welcome to it.
Oh, you mean you'd give it to me, George?
It's all yours.
Oh, but, George, I couldn't take it without we paid you for it.
I'd be mighty pleased if you'd consider it as a gift.
This is the grandest present I ever got. I don't know how we can ever repay you. Thank you, George.
This is what friends are for. Seeing the joy writ all over your face is payment enough. I've had my say.
Disappears faster than hog jowls at a Christmas.
Unless you throw some dirt, you let me drive it a while. Max, you don't like the vacuum cleaner.
What's the matter with this gall-darn dog? Don't he know better than to jump up in my lap when I'm standing up? What in tarnation's that piece of junk doing here?
Ain't it the loveliest thing you ever seen, Grandpa?
I'll bet you got that from George McMichael, didn't you?
That's right.
And he probably dickered you out $1.50 or $2.
No, less than that, Grandpa.
If you paid more than 50 cents for that contraption, I'm going right over and punch George McMichael right in the nose.
Grandpa, George gave it to us, free and clear.
Give it to us?
That's right. Out of the goodness of his heart.
Out of the goodness of his heart. Well, that's heaping insult on the injury.
Well, now, Grandpa, we tried to pay George for it, but he wouldn't hear of it.
Oh, sure. He'd rather blab it around, and the McCoys took something he couldn't even give to the welfare people.
How long have you been promising to buy me a new second-hand vacuum cleaner? And how long have you been getting out of it with excuses like the potato bugs or the tomato worms or it's too hot or it's too dry? How long?
Well, how do I know? I don't keep no diary. But you ain't keeping that vacuum unless I can pay for it.
Grandpa, ain't you never accepted nothing?
No. Us McCoys has got a long, proud history of being poor. We've grubbed and we've scraped, but we never took no charity, and we ain't beholden to no one. And we never took nothing without paying for it. And this vacuum's going back.
Grandpa, I know you're the head of this house, but Kate's the one that has to keep it clean. And if this here vacuum cleaner makes her job any easier, then it's here to stay.
Grandpa, I know your feelings, but there's a difference between taking charity and accepting a gift from a friend in the spirit in which it was given. And when it's our turn to give in return, we'll give just as unselfish. Kate, can I throw some more dirt in the floor?
Empty the bag.
Pepina, 8 o'clock and he ain't egged out the hen house yet. Every time I need him, he's... Oh, making an apple pie, huh? That's my favorite.
I wouldn't be making this apple pie if I hadn't saved drug beating time with the vacuum cleaner. Pepino's over at George McMichael's hen house.
What business you got over there?
Well, Grandpa, you said you didn't want none of us beholden to nobody. He's just helping return the favor.
I know there was a catch to this.
But, Grandpa, we're just trying to be as sweet and neighborly as he was.
There's a lot of things I'd say to you, Kate, if you weren't baking that apple pie.
But, Grandpa...
Bye, Kate. Where are you going, Hudson? I promised Tony I'd help him clean his father's car. He's going to wash and I'm going to wipe.
I've got a little washing and wiping for you to do right here in the kitchen. Now, come on, help me with these dishes before you go.
Luke? Where is Luke? I've been looking all over for him. If they can make perfume out of that smell, that'd be a #1 husband getter.
What do you want Luke for, Grandpa?
I want him to help me move some rocks off in that little piece of land up in the north corner.
Oh, well, he's out mending fences for George McMichael.
George McMichael? Done it again. Well, he's making slave laborers out of the McCoys. One worthless vacuum sweeper is turning this place into a do-it-yourself farm. Kate, close that window. There's a certain party I don't want to get none of that elegant smell.
There you are, little Luke. Go on now.
You say, little Luke, I got a chore I want you to do for me. I've been chunking them rocks. My hands is all roughed up, you see. Will you milk out the Jersey lily for me?
Oh, he can't do it right now, Grandpa. He's got to run an errand for me. Go on now.
What are you doing, send him over to pull a plow for McMichael?
Grandpa, I ain't never loved nothing like I do that vacuum cleaner. I'm only trying to repay George McMichael.
Trying? Why, you already done it. By taking that no-good dirt sucker up, you made a ghost town out of this farm. You may be paying back George McMichael, but you're taking it out of my hide. I'm so mad I could chew nails. Give me a piece of that apple pie instead, will you?
But, Grandpa...
Well, come on. What are you waiting for? Get her out of the oven. Bring her over here. Don't spill no crumbs in the way.
Grandpa, there's something I got to tell you.
Well, tell me when I'm eating the pie.
Grandpa, there ain't no pie. I sent it over to George McMichael with Little Lou.
Pie? Why, you wouldn't dast.
Oh, Grandpa, I didn't have no more apples, but I made you some brownies special. Now, you just sit down and I'll get them.
I don't like brownies.
You always liked them before.
All this like George McMichael before, but I don't now. I want my pie.
Grandpa.
This is more than human flesh can stand. I'm going over there and shake what's left on his bones off, and I'm going to bring that pie and my family back where they belong.
Senora Kate Pie's excelente.
It sure is.
Well, keep eating, Peppino. We want to get back to work on George's fence.
No, look, you've all done enough for me.
Ah, George, we're just repaying the favor you done us, and we're mighty happy to do it, too.
It sure makes a man feel good to know what his neighbors think about him.
George McMichael, you're a low-down, no-good, pie-stealing polecat.
Oh, you shouldn't be talking that way to George. Why,
He's a dad-blasted, double-dealing, deceiving weasel. That's what he is. And them's his good points.
Amos, I didn't hear myself invite you in, but I hear myself inviting you out.
Yeah, gifting McCoys with a broke-down, no-good, junk pile vacuum sweeper. And why? Why? So the whole family come over here and lugging and hauling and waiting on you hand and foot like you was the Queen of Sheba.
Grandpa, what we done of our own free will.
Well, I'm releasing you from your chains of bondage right now because I'm a-paying for that vacuum cleaner. And I'm giving you the whole $1.25 you tried to squeeze out of me before.
I ain't taking the money. It was a gift.
Well, I'm a-paying.
That vacuum was a present to Kate to make things a little easier on her. So don't open that pocketbook of yours and fill my kitchen full of moss.
Now, look, George McMichael, you never done this out of kindness of your heart. You done it to spite me. Now, I'm either paying for that vacuum cleaner or I'm giving it back.
Well, Grandpa, you can't give it back. You know how much that vacuum means to Kate.
Yeah, you hear that, George McMichael? Now, if you got an ounce of kindness in your heart, you let me pay for that sneaky gift.
I ain't taking the money.
Then you're getting it back.
Grandpa! Grandpa, I've seen you stubborn. I've seen you aggravating. I've seen you cantankerous. Come to think of it, sometimes I think them's the only three ways I've ever seen you. You've never been so miserable before you was willing to break Kate's heart.
Y yo me siento de la misma manera, which means I am with Luke.
Grandpa! Don't you say it, little Luke. You ain't old enough. Go on, get out. You see what you done? You turned my whole family against me. But you ain't getting away with it. If you so much as ever try to do a neighborly deed for the McCoys again, I'm coming over here with my wreck license.
All right, Amos. Bring the vacuum back. Make it later this afternoon. I'll be through with the pie by then. You can take the 10 back with you. Mighty tasty.
If you was back in Smoky Corners, they'd be saying services over you right now. Kate? Now, I know you're going to holler and take on about this, but it ain't going to do you no good, because I made up my mind.
Take it, Grandpa.
I'm head of the McCoys, and I ain't going to stand for no woman assassinating me no matter. Take it.
Luke told me all about it. I ain't gonna fight you, Grandpa.
Well, that's a fine howdy-do. The least you could do is rear back on your hind legs and bellow some.
Grandpa, I understand how bad you feel, and I know how proud you are, and I know you can't back down. So you take the vacuum and don't let it worry you.
Kate, there's a new broom I bought you. It ain't never been used. And come next year, I don't care whether you have tomato worms or potato bugs or how hot or how dry it might be, I'm still going to buy that brand spanking new second-hand vacuum cleaner.
Whatever you say, Grandpa.
Yes, see, you just wait and see. Well, back it goes, I guess. Say, this is all shiny and bright. That ain't the way it was when we got it from George, is it?
I kind of polished it up.
Oh. Want to give it a couple of licks across the carpet before I take it back? Kate? Brought your vacuum back. He's all shined up like a top apples in a barrel.
Yeah, 'tis all glossed up.
Kate spent all morning to shine it.
She did a good job. Shame to take it away from her now.
No man with any feelings would do a thing like that.
Oh, you'd have to be terrible cruel.
Well, you asked for it, so here it is.
I did not ask for it, Amos.
Well, now that you come to your senses, I'll give you $1.25 and take it back to her.
It's a gift and you know it. Can't you understand the principle of the thing? I won't take money for it.
Well, I won't take it without paying for it. I got principles, too.
All right, I hereby officially take the vacuum cleaner back.
Do you know what you are, George McMichael?
Yeah, you've given me the discouraging details repeatedly. Yeah, come in.
Afternoon, gentlemen. I am a man who don't give up easy. Now, I didn't do so good before, so I thought I would try it again. Have you got anything for sale?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, maybe I have something to sell. What do you think, Amos?
Well, it ain't none of my business, but wasn't you interested in this vacuum cleaner the last time you was here?
Yes.
The last bid you made was $1, but it's been all shined and prettied up since then.
Oh, $1, huh? Well, balancing the glitter against the depreciation brings me to the inflationary bid of 20 cents.
Sold.
I don't believe in waiting till the first of the month to pay my bills.
Say, you know, I might be interested in this old draggle-tail vacuum sweeper. That is, if the price is right.
And I am always interested in a quick turnover, Mr. McCoy. So let's dispense with the irritating preliminaries and start dickering from $1.
$1? Pay 20 cents for it.
Well, the way I see it depends upon whether you're buying or selling.
All right. I'll give you $1 for it. Done.
I said starting from $1.
Dang it, you... All right, I ain't a man to haggle. I'll give you $1.25.
Only $1.25. For a genuine Little Jim Deluxe. It's all shined up. Oh, that is an insult.
All right. I'll give you $1.50 for it, and that's my final bid.
Good day, Mr. McCoy.
Just a minute. $1.75, and that's it.
Well, you know something, Daggett? You could put a skirt and a light in that thing and sell it for a lamp for at least $2.50.
Why, you saved me.
One more word out of you, and I'll take that hide of yours off that scrawny carcass and tack it up on my barn door.
Dear Mr. McCoy, just so there won't be any more bickering, I'm going to let you talk me out of this for $3.
I won't do it. All I got left for the month is $3.50.
I won't budge, and that is my final price. $3.50.
Grandpa, this is the sweetest thing you ever done. Sure is.
You sure surprised me.
Well, it is a pleasure to work for such a fine man, Senor Grandpa.
Oh, stop buttering me up. I know I'm a darn fool for doing what I done, but I'm a darn fool for standing here enjoying this darn foolishness.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Grandpa, Pino's been working for us a long time, and I reckon he's just about the best farmhand there ever was. He's terrific. So I was thinking, Grandpa, you ought to give Peppino a raise. Okay?
That's pretty good. Keep going.
Okay, Peppino. So, Grandpa, if you don't give Peppino a raise, you might lose him. Why, any farmer jumping a chance to get Peppino. The town they see he's the finest worker in the whole valley. Who said that, Peppino?
Never mind. It does not matter. Now, you wait out here a few minutes while I start the bull rolling. Then you come out to the barn, you do your speech.
When do I get my quarter?
As soon as I get the raise.
I sure don't understand the way grown-ups do business.
Here we are, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to serve my wonderful boss.
Seems to me you're getting awful polite all of a sudden.
I only want to show my appreciation to a man for whom I have worked for such a long time. And speaking of work, Senor Grandpa, there is something I must talk to you about. Something very important.
Not now, Peppino. We got trouble with this tractor. Did you find anything over there, Luke?
No, engine's okay, Grandpa.
Maybe she's out of gas.
No, that can't be.
It can't?
Well, of course not. You filled it last night.
I did?
Well, sure. Remember, I told you to.
Dag nabbit, Peppino. Don't tell me you forgot that, too. What's the matter with your head lately?
Please. You know I have been having trouble with my Conchita.
Yeah, I know, and every time you have a romantic upset, it's us that has to suffer.
Yeah, and all week long, you practically ignored the hens.
I'm sorry. Last night, me and my Conchita, we made up. I'll do better now, you'll see.
Yeah, we heard that song before, too. I hope that new hired hand ain't got no romance going.
No hired hand?
Yeah, there's a fella coming over from the agency today.
But I'm the hired hand.
Well, it's harvest time. We need extra help with the picking.
But last year, just the three of us did it.
Well, by the way you're acting around here, we ain't got 3. It's more like 2.5, I'd say. Quit the jaw and get something done around here. Go on, get the gas can.
Si, senor.
Peppino, wait a minute. You said you wanted to talk to us about something. What is it?
It's nothing. Nothing at all.
You said it was important.
Not anymore. I'll go get the gas.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hi, little Luke.
Grandpa, Peppino's been working for us a long time. I reckon he's just about the best farmhand there ever was.
What's the matter with you, Peppino? You about to fly away or something? Let the boy have his say. What is it, son? Go ahead.
So I was thinking, Grandpa, you ought to give Peppino a raise.
A raise? What for?
Well, if you don't, you might lose him. Why, any farmer jumping a chance to get Peppino. My town, I see, he's the finest worker in the whole valley.
Who said that?
That's what I asked Peppino. But he said it doesn't matter.
Peppino, did you put this boy up to asking a raise for you?
But Peppino, you said...
Hey, look, you didn't know I was making a joke?
You were?
Well, sure. I'm laughing. A raise. That's very funny. I don't want a raise. No, what I want is a cut.
Peppino, you better be glad you're getting what you're getting. Now you get that tank filled up. Me and Luke's got to go to town to order the crates for the picking. And Luke, you better have Kate go along with us so she can do her shopping at the same time.
Oh, Peppino, when the hired man comes, set up a cot for him, will you, and kind of show him around the place?
I will.
What's all this about a hired hand, Peppino?
They said it's to help with the harvest, but I'm afraid.
Of what?
Well, Senor Grandpa and Luke, they have not been too happy with Peppino lately. I just know they're going to replace me.
Replace you? Why, that's crazy. How can they do a thing like that? Why, town, they say you're the finest worker in the whole valley.
Who said that? Oh, I forgot.
Hello.
Oh, hello, senor.
We're from the employment office, come to help with the harvest.
Both of you?
One of us is to work here, the other one at the Anderson farm down the road.
Uh-huh. Which one stays here?
Take your pick. Makes no difference to us.
Senor, will you excuse us 1 second, please?
Take your time. Time is something of which we have plenty.
Oh, I guess there's not much doubt which one Senor Grandpa would choose, huh?
No. Grandpa would be sure to choose the big feller.
Yeah. or would he be the right one?
Why not?
Well, those big fellows are very slow workers.
Look at all those muscles. How big they are.
That's why he's slow. He's probably tired from carrying all those heavy muscles around.
I never thought of that.
You know, Grandpa might like the scrawny one better. Just look at him. See how he's saving all his strength for work?
Well, then I guess we better take the scrawny one.
You really think so?
Well, at least he ain't all loaded down with muscles.
You're right. Little Luke, you're a very wise boy. We'll do as you say. Senor. Hey, senor. We have decided to take you.
Oh, very well. Lamb, you go on up the road to the Anderson farm.
Bye.
Adios, senor Lamb.
Look at him, Pepino. He sure is saving his strength real good. Hi, Grandpa.
Hey.
Hired hand came.
Fine. Did you fix him up with a bunk?
Well, he sort of found one himself.
Like a man does things on his own.
You all be quiet going into the house. Why? He's right over there. He's saving his strength.
Little Luke, are you sure the employment office sent him?
He sure give us the short straw. Hey. Hey, you. Hey, you down there.
Oh?
I did. You sure you're supposed to be a hired hand?
Yes, of course. Oh, you must be Mr. McCoy.
I am. This is my grandson Luke and his wife Kate.
Howdy. John. They call me Professor.
Professor?
Like in school?
Once, for a brief period, I was a teacher.
Well, Professor, I'm afraid we don't need no teacher. What we're looking for is a hired hand.
Yeah, you ever done any farming?
Mr. McCoy, I've done everything. When does work begin?
In the morning, if it ain't interfering with your napping.
Meanwhile, where do I stay?
Well, there's a bunk set up for you out there in the barn.
If that's all right with you.
If it's a bed, what more do I need?
It's pitiful. Just pitiful. Peter, I'm afraid our hired hand ain't going to be much help.
Ah, it's just too bad, senor Grandpa. But what can you expect from these workers that are just passing through? A good man is hard to find these days.
Grandpa, if you think he's bad, you should have seen the other fella.
The other fella?
Yeah, what other fella?
There's some ice cream left in the kitchen, little Luke.
What other fella? You mean there was two of them?
But you wouldn't have wanted the other one. He was a great big fella.
So, Luke, you mean to tell me that you kept that bag of bones and sent away a great big fella?
Sure. We wouldn't want to be stuck with a fellow who was slowed down by heavy muscles, would we, Pepino?
Oh, so, Pepino, you was in on this.
Now, wait, senor Grandpa, wait. This man is better than what he looks.
Fine harvest we're in for. 2.5 workers and Rip Van Winkle. Well, what now?
Well, the hay wagon. Last night it was full up and now it's empty.
Well, I'll be. That no account must use a whole goddamn wagon load of hay for his bunk.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Well, I hope we didn't wake you up, Professor.
Oh, no. I've been up for several hours.
Yeah. Well, then, how come you missed breakfast?
Well, I guess I just got busy and forgot the time. You see, I noticed that wagon load of hay out there, so I pitched it up into the loft.
You pitched that wagon load of hay up in the loft this morning? All by yourself?
I had nothing else to do after I finished milking the cows.
You milked the cows, too?
Well, I'll be a ringtail squealer.
I thought with so much to be done in the fields, I'd just save time by getting some of the chores out of the way.
Well, yeah.
Well, since I've missed breakfast, I'll just feed the pigs, finish collecting the eggs, and we can attack the fields. Morning.
Did you fire him, Grandpa?
Si, Senor Grandpa, did you fire him?
What? Fire the best goddamn worker I ever seen in all my born days?
I picked 18 crates. Grandpa, you picked 12 crates.
And my sciatic, he always slows me up the first day.
Peppino? Peppino picked 12 crates.
You done almost as good as me.
Good going, Pepito.
It is nothing a hard-working man cannot do. And speaking of hard-working man, how did that professor do?
Oh, Professor, let me see here. Oh, now, that's unbelievable.
What's unbelievable?
See? What did I tell you, Lily?
Hey, Sugar, babe! Sugar! Hey, you kept this tally sheet. Is this figure on the professor right?
That's right, Luke. He picked 37 pounds. Oh, supper's ready, everybody.
Bloody shit. You sure got to hand it to you, Peppino. You know how to pick a good man.
I'm a genius.
All right, Mr. McCoy, try it now.
Would you listen to that, Luke? Would you believe that was our tractor?
Sure wouldn't. It sounds more like a fine watch. Don't it, Peppino?
And what's more, he done it with just an ordinary jackknife.
Well, I better get back to the field.
Oh, Professor, I thought you might like to see how the hens is laying since they've been eating that new feed you mixed up for 'em. Used to be only Jenny laid double yolkers. Now I declare all of 'em's doing it.
Fine.
My, that man's a wonder.
He sure is. Why, in the week he's been around here, he's done just about everything.
Yeah, he ain't no mortal man. He's an angel sent to us from heaven.
You'll excuse me, I'll have to go back to work.
Yeah, we'll see in just a few minutes, Peppino. Jingles, wouldn't it be wonderful if the professor was with us all the time?
Yeah, and the way he's been working, it's plain to see that he's been trying for a steady job. Boy, if anybody ever deserved it.
Luke, what are you saying? You know we can't afford 2 men, and we already got Peppino.
Well, I know we got Peppino. I was only saying if we didn't have him. Boy, you gotta admit the professor'd sure make life a whole lot easier for us.
Sure would.
Would you look at that total? What a season this is going to be.
We sure are ahead of schedule. Could be the best we ever done.
Hey, Peppino, Luke just finished dallying for the day, and we're doing real good.
That's fine.
What's the matter? See, you didn't hardly speak all during supper. Is something bothering you?
Si, Senor Grandpa, something is bothering me. I must talk to you.
Yeah, well, what is it?
Senor Grandpa, Senor Luke, Senora Kate, Peppino must leave.
Leave?
For good.
For good? Why, that's crazy.
You mean you're quitting?
What's the matter? Ain't you happy working for us?
Oh, no, it's not the job. It is... Well, I received this letter from my aunt in Santa Barbara, and she needs me.
You're in Santa Barbara. Well, we never heard of her.
Well, she's there, and she's sick, and I must go to her. You understand?
But that ain't no reason for quitting. Harvest is almost over. Go on up there for a couple of days and come back when she's well again.
No. I mean, she'll be sick for a long time.
Well, how do you know?
Well, she's always sick for a long time, so if you do not mind, I must go to her. I'll start packing now.
I don't understand.
Well, there's something fishy about this, having an aunt we never heard about.
Yeah, and sick all the time to boot.
I guess this makes it easier for you, huh, Grandpa?
Easier?
Now that Peppino's leaving, you don't have to fire him.
Well, now, why in the world would we want to fire Peppino? He's like one of the family.
So as you could hire the professor.
Well, little Luke, where'd you ever get a crazy idea like that?
From Peppino.
From Peppino?
Well, that's what he really thinks you hired an extra hand for. So you could replace him. He told me so.
Well, for crying out loud, that ain't so. Why, Peppino's like one of the family.
Sure, things wouldn't be the same around here for me without that little fella.
Grandpa, we're going to just have to show Peppino we need him more than that professor fella.
You're right, Kate.
Yeah, but how are we going to do that? Peppino knows the professor's one of the best workers we ever had around here. Grandpa? Grandpa.
I'm thinking. I got it, Luke. There's only one answer.
Yeah?
And the answer is the professor's got to go.
You're right.
Now, you get out there and fire him.
Me? No, sir. If there's any firing to be done, you got to do it.
All right, I will. I'll just have to grit and do it. Store-bought teeth and all. Professor?
Oh, Mr. McCoy, what is it?
Well, I'm sorry to wake you, but you better sit up now, because this is pretty important.
Oh? What is it?
Well, it's just this. First off, I want to tell you what a good job you've been doing around here.
Oh, thank you. That's nice to hear. May I say that you're a fine man to work for?
Yeah, well, be that as it may. You know, I reckon you're just about the best farmhand I ever come across.
Well, it's this way, Mr. McCoy. I enjoy doing a good job for people I like.
Don't make it easy for a fella, do you?
Easy? Well, of course. You said there was something important you wanted to talk to me about, and I interrupted you. I'm terribly sorry. Go ahead. What was it?
What was it? Oh, what was it? Well, I recollect it was something about firing you. That was it. You're fired.
Fired?
That's right. So if you'll kindly get mad and leave, I'll appreciate it.
I don't understand. You just said I was a good worker, so why are you firing me?
Well, you're just too good, that's all. You're disrupting the whole farm. And sort of making Peppino look like a no-account slowpoke. Well, he feels so bad about it that he wants to leave us so as we can hire you permanent.
Hire me permanent?
Of course, we would like to have you, Professor, but you see, Peppino's been with us for such a long time now that, well, even if he is a no-account slowpoke, he comes first.
Mr. McCoy, I admire you for that. However, you needn't have worried. I'd have left anyway at the end of the week.
You mean you wasn't bucking for a steady job?
2 weeks is just about my limit in any one place.
Even if you got a regular job where you could get someplace?
That's right. I decided that years ago when I gave up my teaching position. I started moving around then, and I've been moving ever since.
Sort of like the itch, huh?
You might call it that. Whatever it is, it's taken me twice around the world.
Clean around?
Mr. McCoy, did you ever see the Taj Mahal by moonlight? Or the aurora borealis reflected on mile after mile of shimmering ice?
Me and my wife drove down to Norfolk once, and we seen that big, shiny statue of Stonewall Jackson. Mighty pretty sight at night with all the different colored water spouting around it.
I must see it next time round.
You going round again?
I started working my way west 2 months ago.
Say, Professor, you know, I'm rightly sorry for not leaving you finish out the week, but yeah, I'm going to pay you for it anyways.
I'll make a confession, Mr. McCoy. For a while here, I was weakening. I was getting to like you folks so much, I was tempted to stay on a bit longer. That is, of course, if you'd have me. But I'm much happier when I'm on the move. Say, how'd you like to go with me?
Me?
Oh, sure. Your family can run the farm. You seem like the sort of man that would enjoy travel and seeing new sights.
You say, you know, I might just do that now. Yes, sir. Oh. No, guess not. I belong here with the young'uns. But I tell you what you do, Professor. When you get to that hall there, that Tajmi Hall, if you sort of just send me a picture postcard of it, I'd sort of like to see how it stacks up against the statue of Stonewall Jackson.
Be glad to.
Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye.
God bless you. hammer down and talk United States.
The professor has gone. Gone. Si, senor, he has disappeared.
Why, that can't be.
I don't believe it.
But he has. All his things are gone. He ran away in the night.
Well, that don't surprise me none.
No?
I had a feeling he was just a flash in the pan. Them kind works hard for a couple of days and then leaves you high and dry.
I never seen it to fail.
That's right. Give me a good, solid worker like Peppino here anytime.
Yes, sir, just like Peppino. Solid and loyal and trustworthy.
One, when you get up in the morning, you just know he's going to be right there on the job.
Peppino, you don't know how lucky we are to have you.
Oh, wait a minute. Do we have Peppino?
Why not?
Well, what about your aunt?
What aunt?
The sick one.
In Santa Barbara?
Oh, that one. She's all better. Yes. See, she moved back to Mexico.
How'd you find that out?
Oh, say, I better get out to the fields. There's only one hired hand now, and there's a lot of work to be done. Adios, everyone.
Well, now that's all settled. Now we go back to where we was. No worries. Yeah, what is it, Peppino?
Senor Grandpa, I was just thinking, since I am so solid, loyal, and trustworthy, tonight maybe we can talk about that race, huh?
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Better dig more to the left.
Oh, Grandpa, you got me going the wrong way now. Water don't run uphill, you know.
Now, Luke, I've been digging ditches that's irrigated the crops that you've been eating since you was this high. Now, if I didn't know what I was doing, you'd still be this high. You're going to stand here yakking all day. I ain't going to have nothing to supervise.
Well, howdy. Howdy, stranger. If you're looking for the freeway, you go up this road here till you come to Sam's gas station. Then you go north till you get to Ed's gas station, and it's right from there about a mile and a half.
You might have trouble finding it, but you don't have to worry about running out of gas.
I wasn't looking for directions. I just dropped by to get acquainted. You the McCoys?
Yeah, I'm Amos McCoy. This is my grandson, Luke.
Yeah, well, I'm Hank Johnson. I just moved in up the road.
Oh, well, howdy, Hank.
Glad to meet you. You see, there's so many new folks moving into the farms around here and getting lost. I thought you was one of them looking for the freeway.
Well, I'm not lost, but I could use some advice about the chicken business. And the fellow down the feed store said that you two knew more about it than anybody around here.
Well, we can't take all the credit, but we got a bunch of hands knows a lot about the business.
What kind of advice you looking for, Mr. Johnson?
Well, I'm about ready to start building my hen house, and I need some ideas. And to get it started, I'd like to buy some hens from you. That is, if they're for sale.
Well, could be. Come with me. Hank, you suppose you could come over after supper tonight?
Oh, sure I can.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have 12 good layers picked out for you, and the price will be right. Don't worry about it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You've both been very kind. I'll see you at night, then, huh?
Yeah.
So long.
See you later,
So
Hank.
long.
Nice to meet you.
Luke, Grandpa, I'm waiting on you.
Coming, Kate.
Come on, Grandpa.
God done it, I don't see why all us have to get dragged into the things that wife of yours thinks up to do. When I stood up there and heard you say I do, I didn't think I'd have to do it, too. Well, here we are. Got the tuxedos all laid out?
Now, Grandpa, you know I don't want you to put on a tuxedo, but I do want you to look presentable.
Well, I still don't see why we got to get all duded up.
It's all on account of them fancy Hardwicks coming down to pick up hats.
Well, Grandpa, Marilyn and her mother will be coming in, and I want you to look nice the first time they meet you.
I'm just tickled to death Hassie's making such nice friends.
Luke, comb your hair.
Oh.
Luke?
And, Grandpa, you put on a tie.
Oh.
Just think, Marilyn's asked me to go swimming in her pool.
Yeah, I'll be thinking of it all the time this tie is choking me.
I'll go get your tie for you, Grandpa.
All right, honey.
Oh.
Oh, don't that beat all the women are running around like a bunch of hens with the tail feathers afire.
Grandpa, we want things to look nice when Marilyn and her mother come.
Here, Grandpa, I'll put it on for you.
Well, tie ain't gonna help none. It's like putting a ribbon on a mule's tail.
Oh, Grandpa, you know yourself you look right handsome when you put on a tie.
I do?
More than handsome. You look distinguished, that's what.
I guess I do it then. Say, you're sneaky enough to be a wife already.
Putting on a tie at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sure gonna confuse my neck.
I knew how I could cover up this hole in the rug.
Oh, leave it be, Kate. Let them Hardwicks see we got a floor.
There, now you look much better.
Say, look, if I turn purple, undo me, will you?
Yeah, I feel like a lassoed calf myself.
It's Marilyn. They got a chauffeur driving the car. Coming. I'll see y'all later.
Well, I'll be. First time I ever got dressed up for a horn.
Marilyn's house is just like a palace. I'll bet it has 12 rooms.
Well, rooms don't mean nothing. How many hogs they got?
Many hogs.
Yeah, you see, that place don't amount to nothing. All I say, it takes a heap of hogs to make a house a home.
Oh, Grandpa, everybody don't have to raise hogs.
What do they raise?
I didn't see anything growing except a beautiful lawn.
Well, there ain't nothing like sitting down to a good plate of grass.
Oh, I'll get it.
Grandpa, why are you mad at the Hardwicks? Just because they're rich is no reason why we can't treat them as equals.
They just ain't friendly.
Oh, Grandpa, now how do we know they ain't?
Well, what are you sticking up for 'em for? Have they ever bothered to invite Kate over there yet? You're darn tootin' they ain't. And if they ever do, I'll eat your boots.
Kate, it's Mrs. Hardwick. She asked me to come up and do my homework with Marilyn, and she wants to know if you can come along and bring your sewing.
Here, Grandpa, you want a fork?
You tell Mrs. Hardwick I'd like to very much. Well, I have to put on something different. I wonder what I should wear.
Why don't you just go up in your bathing suit and sew in the pool?
Ernie, their houseboy, is on his way down now to pick us up.
Houseboy?
We'll have to do the dishes before we go, Hassie.
We won't have time, Kate. He'll be here in a minute.
Well, all right. We'll do them when we get home.
No, sir. It ain't no fun to come home to a sink full of dirty dishes. Me and Grandpa wash them. We ain't got nothing else to do.
When I get through eating off my plate, I done my share of the dish cleaning.
Bye, Kate.
Oh, all right, Hassie. Goodbye, honey. Thanks for doing the dishes.
Yeah, bye, sugar babe.
Come on, little Luke. Let's us men folks get out on the porch.
Hi, Amos. Not too late, am I?
Oh, some good heads picked out for you. Hope you like them.
Well, I hope so, too. The good layers.
Well, one of them ought to be putting out double yokers. Had her on the roost alongside of Jenny. Could have picked up a few pointers, you know.
Hey, you checker player?
Oh, shorty, yeah. I'm going to have a game tonight with my friend George McMichael. That's just sort of sharpening up some moves, that's all.
Oh, is he good?
Well, not really, no. He's running in a streak of luck.
Oh, for how long?
Yeah, ever since we started playing. How about you? Would you play, Hank?
Oh, a little bit.
Well, if you got time, why don't you pull up a chair? We have a game here.
All right.
Guess them hens can wait a little while longer.
Oh, this fine.
Yeah. Well, now, seeing as how you're my company, go ahead, you take first move.
I sure appreciate your helping me get started with my chickens, Eamon.
Well, that's all right. I'm glad to do it. I give you a special price, too, you know. Us plain folks has got to stick together.
No. Well, that's real friendly of you. You know, when you move into a new place, people are kind of standoffish. Some of them even treat you like outsiders.
Oh, some folks are just natural-born outsiders like them Hardwicks up in the hill. Where you from, Hank?
We're from New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey, eh?
It's been pretty lonesome for me and the family since we got here. Not knowing anybody, you know. It's not easy making new friends. That's why I'm so glad I met you.
It's my pleasure. We need more neighbors like you around here. It's your move, Hank.
Oh.
Yes, you're going to make a rightly fine neighbor.
Well, evening, Mr. Johnson.
Hello, Luke.
Yeah, you two look mighty cozy.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not in very good position. You just jumped 3 of my men.
We ought to play a lot more, Hank, you know. Say, I got an idea. How about you coming over and have supper with us tomorrow night? And that is you and your family.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. Ain't no better way for families to get acquainted than over a plate of victuals.
Well, I'll check with my folks. Can you handle 3?
Only 3? Shucks, we won't even have to double up on spoons.
Now, is it all right with your family?
Of course it is. Ain't nothing we like better than making new friends.
Except in them people up there in the hill with it, all them servants and them big cars like them gall-darn Hardwicks. Go ahead, Hank. Sure move.
Oh.
Well, that's the game.
I just wish I was a better player.
Oh, no. If you was twice as good, I couldn't like you half as much. Well, I'll go down and get them hens for you so we can get in your car.
Well, can I give it a little help?
No, I'll handle it all right myself. Keep them company while I go.
Yeah.
Say, Luke, your grandpa sure is sour on those people up on the hill. What's he got against them?
Well, Grandpa just don't take much to outsiders. That's the way he was raised back in West Virginia.
Well, he seems awfully friendly to me.
Well, Hank, that's because you're just like one of us. You see, Grandpa don't trust rich folks. He figures them people moved into that big house up on the hill just so they could look down on him.
I guess it is getting kind of late. We better be going. Thank you so much for inviting us. You sure have a lovely home, Mrs. Hardwick.
Grace.
Grace. And don't forget, you're coming to our house for supper tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. And please don't fuss.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the fussing. That's half the fun of having company. Well, I'll see you in school tomorrow, Hazzy. Okay.
I'm so sorry you didn't get a chance to meet my father.
Oh, well, we'll see him tomorrow night. Good night. Good night, Marilyn.
Night.
Bye,
Good night,
Hassy. See you tomorrow. Bye.
There. Well, dear, did you get your homework done?
Oh, sure, Mother. We did it all.
Oh, with those records blaring in your room, I wondered how you could even think.
Mother, when you're doing homework, thinking only slows you down.
Good night, honey. I'm sorry you didn't get here sooner, Father. You just missed Kate and Hassie McCoy.
Oh, well, I'll meet him tomorrow night when we go over to their house for dinner.
Now, how did you know they'd invited us tomorrow night?
Oh, I just thought that they might. After all, there ain't no better way to get our families acquainted than over a plate of victuals.
Boy, these are good, Kate. Yeah.
Sugar Babe, these are the best hotcakes you ever made.
That's because she learned to make them in West Virginia.
Oh, I must confess, Grandpa, I made these hotcakes from a recipe I got last night from Grace Hardwick.
Thought they had a funny taste.
Are we getting the Hardwicks, Grandpa?
You're goddamn right we are.
Why?
Because they ain't farmers, that's why. They just don't belong here. They're just plain outsiders.
Don't forget, Grandpa, when we come here last year, we was just plain outsiders.
You just don't like 'em 'cause you don't know 'em. It's one of them ideas you brung with you from the hills, hating outsiders.
Yeah, and some of the ideas we brung with us, we got to forget.
Because here in California, there ain't nothing but outsiders.
All right, that's the way it stands, huh? You ought to get me.
Well, I'm not getting you, Grandpa.
Then quit eating them no-good Hardwick pancakes. Get them out of my sight.
I get them out of your sight as fast as I can, Grandpa.
Well, I like Marilyn and I like Mrs. Hardwick, and I'm glad they're going to be our friends. I am, too. I think they're real neighborly.
Neighborly.
Grandpa, they are. Last night when Hassie and I was up there, they invited us to come up and go swimming.
All right, you and Hassie, go ahead. Go on running up there at their beck and call. Thank goodness the men of this family's got a little pride. Right, little Luke?
You bet.
You're invited, too.
I am? Oh, boy.
But you ain't going, are you? I thought us men was going to stick together.
Well, I ain't a man yet.
Grandpa, why don't you just give up? Admit the Hardwicks are going to be friends and let it go at that.
Friends? Friends is somebody you go to their house and they come to yours. I ain't seen them down here yet.
Well, you're going to see them tonight.
Tonight? What are you talking about, Kate?
I've invited the Hardwicks over for supper tonight.
But you can't, Kate. Tonight's the night I invited Hank and his family over.
Hank? Who's Hank?
Hank's a real nice fella's been dropping by. We sold him some hens.
Well, that's all right. We'll have them and the Hardwicks.
It just ain't gonna work. You can't have them Hardwicks and real nice people like Hank at the same table. Now, just why do you think them fancy people are coming down here tonight?
They're coming down to be neighborly.
Oh, hogwash. They're coming down here to laugh at a bunch of hillbillies. They ain't gonna laugh at my good friend Hank and his family because I'm gonna make darn sure they ain't gonna be here. Kate, you tell them Hardwicks to bring along the Camry so they can photograph feeding time at the McCoys. Hank?
Well, I checked with my family about tonight.
Say no more. I can tell by the sad look on your face that you can't make it tonight. Now, next week, the week after, we're wide open for the 4th of July.
I was going to tell you that as far as that...
You know, it's lucky you ain't coming neither, because Kate's a roasting chicken.
Well, I love roast chicken.
Well, you wouldn't like this one. He's a tough old bird. We'll probably be up half the night chewing on him. She had him in the oven 2 hours, and he's still kicking on the door.
Amos, what's the matter?
Well, Hank, I got myself in a hole and I can't get my foot out.
Are we the kind of friends that can talk?
You know, unbeknownst to me, Kate invited them Hardwicks for tonight.
Oh, you think we're not good enough for them?
Oh, you're 10 times as good as they are. You don't know them.
Do you, Amos?
Just like the back of my hand.
What are they like?
Oh, rich. Like the Rockefellers. Got a house with 18 rooms. That itself ain't decent, you know. It's him. Slick hair, shifty-eyed. One of them slicker types.
Amos, it wouldn't be fair to let you face that kind alone. If you've got no objections, we're coming.
You know, Hank, first time I seen you, I says to myself, now, there's real folks. And so soup's on at 7.
Hey there. What can we bring?
Oh, just come with your sleeves rolled up. We'll fight them Hardwicks to the last ditch.
You ain't dressed yet. The Hardwicks are going to be here soon. I put a clean dress shirt in your top drawer.
I don't want no dress shirt. I want to be playing for my friend Hank. Where's my clean work shirt?
I didn't get around to laundering them, Grandpa.
That's women for you. Give them all the modern contraptions, a wash tub and a washboard and everything, and they still don't get the work done. You think that's a good idea?
What, Grandpa?
Putting out them knives. There's no telling what'll happen when the Hardwicks and Hank's family gets together. No sense in giving them extra weapons.
Grandpa.
All right. Now, if anything happens, you know you brought on yourselves.
Oh, this chair will cover that torn spot.
Oh, forget the floor. Them Hardwicks will probably come in here with their heads so high in the air that... Well, you better tidy up the ceiling.
Well, have a look.
You look good enough to be sneered at.
Honestly, sometimes I think Grandpa's part mule.
Well, Sugar, you know how contrary Grandpa can be. I swear, if he could read, he'd probably go around looking for doors marked push just so he could pull on them.
It's them.
Which them, the Hardwicks or Hank and his family?
Well, let's find out. Oh, Mrs. Hardwick, Marilyn, come on in. This is my husband, Luke, Mrs. Hardwick, and her daughter, Marilyn.
Hardwick.
How do
Marilyn,
you
how are
do?
you?
My father will be in a minute. He's putting the top up on the car.
Oh, good. Oh, I'll go get the punch bowl, sugar.
Come on, Marilyn, let's go to my room. I'll show you the autographed picture of Pat Boone I just got. It's real personal. It says with very best wishes.
You know, this is a big event for us, Kate. Our first invitation out since we moved here.
Well, we're mighty glad you could come.
Kate, where's my collar button?
Grandpa, we have company.
Oh,
This is Mrs. Hardwick, Grandpa.
It's a pleasure meeting you, Mr. McCoy.
well, I ain't ready yet. I ain't got my tie on.
Grandpa, your collar buttons are in the left-hand drawer of your dresser.
Left-hand drawer. Fine place to put them.
Don't mind, Grandpa. It just takes him a little while to get acquainted with new people.
That's all right. My father's the same way.
Oh, well, how do you do? Won't you come in?
Well, thank you.
Kate, I'd like you to meet my father, Mr. Johnson.
Mighty pleased to meet you.
Well, it's a real pleasure, Miss McCoy.
Oh, we have to wait till some friends of Grandpa's get here before we have supper. Why don't you have a seat? I'd like to take a peek in the kitchen.
Well, I'll keep you company, Kate. Say, how did your family like the pancakes?
Oh, they cleaned their plates. Grandpa even ate his when I wasn't looking.
Oh, howdy, Hank. Glad to see you.
Hello, Amos.
Well, your family.
Oh, they're out in the kitchen.
Yeah, they want to run into them Hardwicks. Here comes one of them now. I have to introduce you. Hank, this is Miss Hardwick.
How do you do?
Well, I see we've all met. All except Luke. Luke, this here's Mr. Johnson.
Oh, we met, sure.
Oh, you have? Well, I guess we can sit down to supper just as soon as Hank and his family gets here.
What's the matter with your eyesight, Kate? You need glasses. Hank is standing right here.
Hank, sugar babe.
No, it's Mr. Johnson.
I know it. Hank Johnson.
Well, that's what I just told you.
Hank Johnson. You mean Grace Hardwick's father is your Hank?
Amos, it's true. Now, you'd have to know sooner or later. My family and the Hardwicks are the same family. Grace Hardwick is my daughter, and Marilyn is my granddaughter.
Will you let me shoot my face off like a gun?
You had me on the spot. You kept saying what a nice fella I was and what a skunk that rich guy on the hill was. But having a choice, I decided to remain the nice fella.
Well, since it's all settled, I guess we can sit down to supper now, huh?
Yeah, come on. We got a lot of eating to do with all them victuals and one less family coming. Sit down.
I'm trying to buy this. Not for 1 minute, I ain't. Now, look here. You're rich. How come you're nice?
It was a terrible handicap, Amos, but I overcame it.
Well, I admire you for that, but... What about that jalopy thing?
Oh, and I'll tell you about that jalopy. You know, there's nothing better than a jalopy to make friends. Because people seem to like you more when they've got a better car than you have.
Well, I reckon so. You're going down a rough road. Like to know you ain't the only one that's a bouncing.
Oh, and sometimes they even feel sorry for you. And when they do, it's surprising what good deals you can make. Say, like buying hens. How about it, Amos? You forgive me?
Well, I ain't got much choice. You gotta like you or hate you. You're too bad a chicken player to hate.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Got back?
I thought you was going to get yourself a haircut.
No, I got me more than that, Grandpa.
You didn't spend your good money on a shave. You know you ain't no rockin' fella.
No, it's nothing like that. I got me a job.
A job?
Yeah, a part-time job selling shoes at Russell's shoe store 2 nights a week and Saturday.
Say that again, son.
Yeah, I got me a job.
Don't say it. Look me in the eye and tell me you're lying.
No, sir, it's true.
Luke, you really gonna work at night?
Yeah, well, 2 nights a week and Saturday night. That's their big day. Well, what's the matter?
What's the matter? Good thing you didn't get a haircut. The rest of your brains are spilled out.
Grandpa. Well, now, what's so terrible about a fella trying to earn a few extra dollars? Well, I'm going to be making a lot of money. Almost $17 a week.
But, Luke, working nights, what's going to happen to us? Especially Saturday, that's always our night.
Now, sugar baby, it'll just be for a little while. Mr. Russell just wants a part-time man temporary.
Yeah, working nights. What kind of shape you going to be in to work the farm during the day?
Oh, I can handle it, Grandpa. I'm young.
Sure, you're young. You're too young to know your place. Now, look, you know full well there never was a McCoy that worked indoors. Well, you're a farmer. You're born to the soil. Look at them hands. Strong and powerful. Them hands is for tilling the soil, not for coddling women's toes.
But, Grandpa...
Callous hands and a red neck, that's a mark of the McCoy.
Now, Grandpa, don't go raising your voice.
I ain't raising my voice. I'm just a shouting abuse. Grandson of mine, working inside a store in the city at night. It's pitiful. Just pitiful.
Oh, for crying out loud. I thought when I come home and told you both about this job, you'd be happy. I didn't think it was such a crime for a man to go out and try to earn a few extra dollars.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Luke. It ain't no crime. If it's what you want to do, then it isn't so bad, is it, Grandpa?
I ain't got nothing more to say about it. Besides, he wouldn't last more than 1 day in that job.
What do you mean I wouldn't last 1 day on the job?
Luke, you don't know nothing about selling shoes. You make a fool of yourself.
Oh, I would I?
Look, a man sticks with what he does best. With you, it's farm work. Tilling the soil and slopping the hoe.
Wait, now, what you're trying to say, then, is I got a strong back and a weak mind. Is that it?
Well,
I don't mean to be insulting.
Well, that's the way it's coming out, Grandpa. I'm going to show you that I ain't just a mule with 2 legs. Kate, you fix my supper tonight early, because I'm reporting to Russell's shoe store.
Here you are, my boy. Now you're one of us.
Thanks. Howdy do, madam. Can I have the pleasure of waiting on your foot?
I was interested in the red pumps in the window.
All righty, Diddy. Just sit yourself down over there and we'll get you all measured up. There you are. Put your foot right there. Woo! Sure got a lot to stand on, man. Big we'll just get you measured. Now, put your foot right in there. Here we go. Yeah. 9.5D. Ma'am, you sure got yourself a healthy foot.
I happen to be a 5.5B.
5.5B? Now, ma'am, you're no more a 5.5B.
Here, madam. me to measure you. Please, McCoy.
I just did it the way you told me.
Exactly 5.5 B.
It's more like it.
5.5 B for the Lady McCoy. In the red pumps, madam.
If you please.
I'll get them for you.
Mr. Russell, I swear that woman's a 9.5 D. I nearly run out of ruler.
The customer is always right.
Yeah, but how am I going to get a 9.5 foot into a 5.5 shoe? That's like trying to grow an acre of corn in a flower box.
You have muscles. You have a shoehorn. Try.
All righty, Daddy. Let's give her a try, shall we?
Just a minute.
Look, Peppino. All right, you can turn around now. Seeing as you're such a bad player, I could beat you without cheating.
Sorry, Senor Alba.
Oh, I know. It ain't your fault. It's Luke running out getting himself a job and spoiling my checking game.
Sure does seem strange not having him around at night. Yeah, I miss him.
Well, you better get used to missing him, little Luke, because we done lost him.
You're just teasing, ain't you, Grandpa?
Of course he is, little Luke.
I am? Kate, you don't know what a big city does to a man.
Grandpa, I don't know where you get these wild notions. Luke's a grown man and a sensible one. But I tell you, if it makes you so fidgety because he ain't here to play checkers with you, then why don't we just pick ourselves up and go to a picture show?
Well, it might be a good idea, that. What's playing?
It's a super double bill. Invasion of the Moon Monsters, and I was a teenage Martian.
Let's me and you go, Kate. If these are the folks who's coming down here to Earth, we might as well go see what they look like.
Here you are, ma'am. I hope you'll be happy with your new shoes.
I hope so. It certainly took long enough to find what I wanted.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm sorry about that. I was going to... Well, I hope you'll come back and see us again.
Mr. McCoy, I'm not too happy with the way you handled that last sale. You realize it took nearly an hour for one customer?
Well, Mr. Russell, it wasn't easy trying to stuff her foot into the size she wanted. If I hadn't sold her on open toes, I don't think I ever could have swung it. Besides, she wanted to see everything we had.
That's another thing, McCoy. You must keep the stock in order.
I told you, she wanted to see everything.
Clean up that mess.
Yes, sir.
I'll be with you in a moment. Mr. McCoy. Mr. McCoy, will you please wait on this customer?
Oh, yes, sir. How do you do, ma'am?
Hello. I want a pair of red slings with spiked heels.
You were Spike?
Tall and thin.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I just sold a pair like that, too. Wait, have a seat, won't you?
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll just get you. Just measure you first.
Never mind, I wear a 5.5 B.
Women sure stick together, don't you? It's in there somewhere. Here we are.
Grandpa, this is the store where Luke's working.
Well, will you look at that? McCoy kneeling at the foot of a woman. Oh, what a shame.
Well, how else is he going to fit a pair of shoes? Why, Luke... Quite a pretty lady, ain't she?
Yeah, I told you there was more to a big city than bus depots and neon lights.
He's just selling shoes.
He's just a babe in the woods, that's what he is. Well, let's get on to the moving picture. Kate.
You better try the shoe store down the street there.
What are you doing sending customers to my competitors.
Well, Mr. Russell, the man wanted a 10C, and all we had was a 10D.
Well, then why didn't you sell him the 10D?
Well, the customer wanted a 10C, and you said that the customer's always right.
Whose side are you on?
Mr. Russell, you told me that...
Oh, look, tomorrow's Saturday. It's a big day in the shoe business. Now, please get on my team.
I'll try to do better.
Is something wrong, miss?
There certainly is. You sold me 2 left shoes.
Possibly. Yes, I guess it is. Mr. McCoy, will you please rectify this error immediately?
Yes, sir. All righty, Dinah, you just set yourself down there, and I'll get it all straightened out for you. Well, there it is. There's the right one.
You know, that last picture was a doozy. One of them moon folks looked just like my Uncle Henry. He was a bit on the puny side, he said.
Oh, Grandpa, it's just about closing time. Maybe Luke can go home with it. Grandpa, is that Luke waiting on the same woman?
Looks like it.
For 3 hours?
He's having trouble fitting her.
I feel real bad you having to come back and all.
Now, don't you worry about it.
Call that just fitting shoes?
Well, now, Kate.
Come on, Grandpa, I'm leaving.
Well, if I was you, I wouldn't hurry home tonight.
Well, you sure went to bed early last night. I kind of thought you'd want to stay up and hear how I did down at the store. Oh, boy, what a hard night's work that was.
It's been awful hard waiting on one girl for 3 hours. Pretty girl at that.
What are you talking about, Sugar? I didn't wait on any pretty girl for 3 hours.
Oh, Luke, don't give me that. Grandpa and I went to the movies last night, and we looked in the window at the store, and you was waiting on this girl. And when we came out of the movies, you was still waiting on her, only a whole lot more friendly like.
Oh, well, now, I can explain that.
Oh, you needn't bother to explain, Luke. It was plain enough to see.
Well, now, listen, Sugar, babe. Now, all right. All right, then. Don't listen. A silly little old thing like this don't need no explaining anyhow. Besides, what were you two doing? Spying on me?
Now, son, we ain't a-blaming you. It's the city. You ain't used to the fast life, and you never will be.
Now, if that don't take the frosting off the cake. A man gets a job so he can earn a little extra money to buy his wife a birthday present, and you two act like the world's coming to an end.
Birthday?
Souping and spying and making me out to be a fool. Well, I just about had it.
Oh, wait, Luke. You mean the only reason you took that job was just so you could buy me a birthday present?
Yeah, that's right. I was going to buy you that wristwatch you've been wanting. As soon as I got enough money for it, I was going to quit. But now I ain't so sure I will.
Wristwatch?
If you'll excuse me, I got to go down to the store. Saturday's a big day in the shoe business.
But
Luke, wait. No, I ain't waiting, Grandpa. I got my shoehorn and I'm on my way.
I don't want those shoes. I want cowboy boots.
Martha, don't force the boy. Cowboy boots are what he wants. Bring them out, will you?
Yes, sir.
I will not have Roger ruining his feet with cowboy boots.
But, Martha...
Must we argue about this in public?
No, we'll go home and argue about it.
You didn't sell those shoes?
No, sir. No, the people walked out.
You walked out?
Yeah. Well, you see, sir...
I don't know what it is about you, McCoy. People come in here, they want to buy shoes, but somehow you have an uncanny knack for driving them away.
Well, Mr. Russell, now, it wasn't my fault.
No, it's never your fault. All I know is if this keeps up, you're going to ruin me. You're here on trial, and so far I must say... Well, hello again.
Howdy.
Don't you howdy me. Here are the shoes I bought last night.
What's the matter, ma'am?
Are you blind? They're both for the same foot.
Well, say, I'll bet that's how we got mixed up with that other lady. The pretty one? I'll bet.
Well, I don't care how it happened. All I know is I'll never trade in this store again.
Well, now, ma'am, I'll get you another pair.
Never mind. You're through.
Huh?
Finished. You're fired.
Well, but Mr. Russell...
Leave this moment.
Kate?
Oh, to town, Grandpa. I just can't bear to think all the mean things I said to Luke this morning. I was going to go down and try to show him how sorry I am.
How are you going to do that?
Well, Hassie, I thought I might buy a pair of shoes from him. I could use a pair anyway, and I don't know a better way of showing him I'm on his side. Besides, it might help to boost his sales record.
Well, now, Kate, wait a minute. I've been pretty hard on the boy myself, and if you really want to help him, I think I know a better way.
How's that?
Well, if one customer can boost his sales record, 5 customers really kick it up.
Howdy.
Hello. May we help you?
Yes, I'd like a nice pair of black pumps.
Oh, right this way, please.
Oh, if you don't mind, I'd kind of like to have that new salesman wait on me.
A new salesman?
Oh, the one they's all talking about at the PTA. The tall one with the brown wavy hair and blue eyes. He kind of has a nice way of smiling at you.
Well, madam, if you're speaking of...
Howdy, mister. Get me a good solid pair of shoes.
Just a moment, sir. I have a customer.
Well, that's all right. I want the other salesman anyways.
Pardon?
That nice young fella talks so nice and makes folks feel at home.
Good looking, wavy hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, that's him. Trot him out. He's the only one I'll deal with.
I see. Well, that salesman isn't here right now.
How do you do, sir? My little brother and I would like to buy some shoes.
But only from who?
We were told to buy from that new salesman. We don't know his name, but they say he's real reliable.
Good looking, wavy hair and blue eyes.
Yes, ma'am, that's the one.
We're waiting on him, too. See, you get a good salesman, word gets around, huh? It brings in business.
Yeah.
Buenos dias, senor. I want to buy a pair of shoes, but only from the new salesman, the young man with the big muscles.
You mean that nice young fella that makes everybody feel so good?
And real reliable?
Good looking, wavy hair.
And blue eyes.
You bring him, I buy the shoes.
Well, Mr. McCoy isn't here right now.
Not here.
Well, he works here, don't he?
Well, he's out at the moment.
We'll wait.
I see. I'm afraid he won't be back.
Won't be back? Why not?
I let him go.
Let him go. Did you hear that, lady? Best salesman he ever had, and he let him go.
But, folks, can't I wait on you?
I wouldn't buy shoes from no one else.
Me neither. We have to buy from him.
Sorry, senor.
Maybe some other shoe store grabbed him up. Come on, let's go look.
But folks, can't I wait on you?
I'm sorry, mister. You just ain't got it.
He's coming.
Now, look. Luke gets in here. Don't nobody say nothing to him about getting fired, you understand? It's all right if he brings it up himself, but we don't know nothing about it. Now, go on, sit down. Natural like. Go on.
Howdy, everybody. Oh, I hope you got a big supper waiting for me. I could sure use it. What a day we had at that store. I can't tell you how many customers I waited on.
I wish you wouldn't go to the store tonight.
Tonight? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's so lonesome here without you, Luke. Why don't you give up the job? I don't want to risk watch anyways. I'd much rather have you at home.
Yeah? Well, now, I didn't know you'd all miss me so much. Yeah, I guess I could resign my position. Oh, it's no use. I can't fool you no more. I don't have to resign. I've been fired. I reckon it's true. All I got is a strong back and a weak mind.
Oh, Luke, don't talk that way about yourself.
Well, why not? I just proved it, didn't I?
You only proved you ain't a shoe salesman.
Grandpa's right, Luke. What you do better than anybody.
Now, look here, son. Why do you think I was so dead set on you going to the city to work? Because I was afraid you'd get to like it so much you'd want to be there full time. And we couldn't begin to run this farm without you. Why, son, you're valuable. You're valuable, I tell you.
None of us could get along without you, Luke. We sure couldn't.
Senor Luke, you're a very important person around here.
You see, honey?
I guess I'm about the luckiest guy in the whole world to have me a family like this.
Oh, I'll get it.
Yeah, I'm almost glad I got fired.
Yes, just a minute. It's for you, Luke.
Thanks, yes, thanks. Hello? Mr. Russell.
What's that? You say you want me back. But I thought you told me that you... What? You say customers have been coming in asking for me? What, are you sure they wanted me? Blue eyes? Yeah. Hey, wait, just a minute, Mr. Russell. Hey, how about that? He said customers have been coming in asking for me. 5 of them just today. He wants me to come back and he wants to give me a raise. Hello, Mr. Russell. Yeah. Well, yes, sir. That sounds pretty darn good to me. Yeah, Hello, Mr. Russell. Mr. Russell, I appreciate your offer, but I can't take it. I'm sorry. You see, I reckon it's my duty to give my full attention to my family. Yes, sir. Yeah, well, thanks just the same for calling. Yeah, goodbye. Well, now don't that beat all, huh? I didn't fail. I didn't. I could have made it. Yeah. Imagine. People asking for me.
That really is something, ain't it, lady? I mean, Kate.
Just goes to prove that Luke can do whatever he sets his mind on.
Well, right now, I set my mind on some supper.
Well, right this way, sir.
Saying after supper, have a game of checkies, hey, Luke?
All right, Grandpa.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
2 crates at $100? That don't sound right at all.
No, I sure don't. Yeah. Well, hell, of course not. I made a mistake, Grandpa. We sold 100 crates at $2, not 2 crates at $100.
That sure makes a difference, don't it?
Grandpa, look!
Now, you didn't need to come barging in at this very minute, just as we was about to balance a book.
Oh, but Grandpa, you want to see this
Look,
picture?
there's pictures in the
I
paper.
don't want to see no Gee, that's Eve Perkins' girl, ain't it?
Well, that's Glory Perkins, all right. Smack dab in the middle of a Los Angeles paper.
What'd she do, shoot someone?
Grandpa, she's a celebrity, a Hollywood star.
Like Clary Bow?
Grandpa, it says here, Hollywood starlet Glory Perkins now appearing in American Playhouse shooting at Desilu Studios.
Whew. Sure is hard to believe we actually knew her.
I wonder whatever happened with her and Charlie Bartlett.
Jim Bartlett's boy?
Yeah, they was going together.
Kate, who'd bother with Charlie Bartlett when they could be a real movie star? Isn't she the most beautiful thing you ever saw?
Real glamorous, that's what she is.
Oh, she ain't no more glamorous than you are, Sugar Babe.
Aw, come on, Luke.
No, that's the truth. You could be where Glory is. You remember them high school plays? You always got the better parts.
Well, I know.
And who was it got first crack at that scholarship to the acting school in Wheeling? Why, they never would have given it to Glory if it hadn't been for Kate turning it down.
Kate, you turned down a chance to learn acting?
Well, I was going with Luke at the time, and I kind of figured marriage was more important.
Kate, couldn't you just kick yourself for passing up the chance to be where Glory is?
Now, wait a minute here. Hold on. What's wrong with where Kate is right now?
Yeah, she got a good home. She got us. She married to Luke. What more does she need?
Nothing. Hassie, I'm completely happy with the kind of life I'm living.
Yeah, you see, Hassie, she's completely happy with it. You sure about that, Sugar?
Of course I am, Lou.
You mean you don't envy Glory? Not even a little bit?
Hassie, ain't you got some homework you can do?
Hassie, Glory and I was good friends, and I'm only very happy for her.
Yeah, now I'm happy for her, too. Now, let's get back to the book.
Maybe I could go to visit Glory in Hollywood one day soon.
Go to Hollywood?
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know. That's a long ways away.
That's right. It's a pretty big step going to Hollywood, since we just barely settled here.
But we've been here more than a year.
I know, but let's take this kind of slow now. Before we take on Hollywood, maybe we ought to take a crack at Pasadena first.
Pasadena. Oh, now that sounds like real fun. Now you're talking.
Grandpa, Luke, even on the way out here, you promised that one day we was going to visit Hollywood. And now with the harvesting over, we got the time.
I know, but...
Now that we know a real movie star, it'll be even better.
Wouldn't it be wonderful, honey?
Yeah. Just great.
It'd be like a dream come true.
Well, I'll tell you. We'll think on it.
Goody, wait till I tell little Luke. Little Luke, we're going to Hollywood.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Hey, well, now wait, Sugar Babe. Where are you going?
Oh, I'm going to call the studio and get in touch with Glory and tell her we're coming. Information? Could I have the phone number of the Desilu studio in Hollywood? Uh-huh.
Grandpa, I don't like this one little bit. My Kate ain't one to be envious, but anybody can be tempted.
What do you mean?
Grandpa, Kate could have been in Glory's place if she hadn't have married me. Now, what's going to happen when she goes out to Hollywood and actually sees what she's been missing?
It don't appear to me she's missing nothing. People lives the same all over, every place.
Not in Hollywood, they don't. They live a mighty high-type life out there. Fancy clothes, each dress on a separate hanger, extra eyelashes, even got bathtubs set right in the floor. Don't even have legs on them.
Luke, you're making that up.
No, I ain't. I seen them movie magazines.
Oh, you're worrying about nothing. Probably Glory won't even talk to Kate.
Well, why not? She's a friend of ours from back home, ain't she?
Yeah, but she's a celebrity. And celebrities forgets their friends. You seen how fancy that picture was of Glory? You think she wants to be reminded she come from Smoky Corners? No, sirree.
No, I never thought about that.
I'll bet my bottom dollar she gives Kate the Johnny round the bush so bad Kate won't know how to hit her.
You really think so?
You just wait and see.
Luke, I think I got her.
Here it comes, Luke. I hope Glory don't snub Kate too bad.
Glory, guess who this is? Kate McCoy. Kate McCoy.
What'd I tell
From
you?
Smoky Corners.
She don't even know her.
Kate Purvis's wife. Remember?
Poor Kate.
Well, it's a thrill to hear your voice, too, Glory. Uh-huh. We're living out here now. Yeah. We saw your picture in the paper, and we're all so proud of you. Uh-huh. I tell you why I called. We're all fixing to come into Hollywood, and we'd love to see you.
Now watch that Glory lower the ceiling on her.
You would, too? Oh, that's wonderful, Glory.
You was saying?
Well, I might have expected something like that. Them Perkinses are so gall-darn contrary. She must take after her father.
Tomorrow? Well, no, we're not doing nothing tomorrow. Are we, Lou?
Well, no, but...
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Glory, honey.
Did she snub you?
Oh, Grandpa, she couldn't have been sweeter. And guess what? She's going to leave a pass at the studio so we can get in and watch her act in that television picture. Imagine.
Howdy.
Miss Glory Perkins left us a pass.
We're the McCoys.
Oh, here we are. Stage 7. Park around the bend there and walk down to the end of the line.
Stage 7 must be over yonder.
Golly, I just can't believe we're actually inside a Hollywood movie studio.
Don't look much different than the tobacco factory back in Wheeling.
Ain't very glamorous.
Grandpa, look!
Ma'am, I wouldn't walk up there and past that gate dressed the way you were.
Beg your pardon.
There's a policeman up there. Just trying to be neighborly.
Grandpa, look! Boy, he sure is a beauty.
Yeah, well, now don't get too close to him. I don't trust a horse that's dressed better than we are.
Oh, look, there's Snake Seven over there.
Jingles. I'd hate to pitch the hay in the loft of this barn.
I wonder where Glory is.
Quiet, if you please.
There she is. Hi!
All right, roll 'em. Action.
Hello? Yes, this is Pamela Cartwright. Who is this, please? Who? John. John?
Cut it. It's a print. Very good, everybody. Lunch back in an hour. Kill the lights. This scene plays very well for me. You did it just the way I told you to. Have a nice lunch and light. Take it easy.
Glory?
Kate! Kate, honey. Luke.
Howdy,
Oh,
Glory.
Mr. McCoy, it's so nice to see you again.
Yeah, you look just as pretty as the last time I seen you. Standing with your paw slopping the hogs.
You remember Hattie and Little Luke? Where is Little Luke?
My, Hattie, how you've grown. Oh, Glory, you're just beautiful. Isn't she, Kate?
She certainly is. You come a long way, Glory. Glory, whatever happened to Charlie Bartley?
Gosh, I haven't seen Charlie in over a year.
Well, if it's lunch hour, like that fella said, maybe we ought to go out to the car and open up that box of sandwiches. Kate made a couple extra and thought maybe you'd like to join us.
I was hoping you'd all have lunch with me in the commissary. The commissary? Wow.
What is this here commissary?
Grandpa, that's where all the movie stars have their lunch. We'll actually see the meeting.
What's so great about that? They just chew and swallow, same as us.
Oh, Grandpa, please. It'd be lots of fun to eat there. Wouldn't it, Luke?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell just how long that liverwurst will last out there in that hot sun.
Oh, honey.
Well, I guess it'll be all right.
Yippee! Glory, I can't tell you how exciting this all is.
Grandpa, did you see the look on Kate's face? She's dazzled already.
Yeah, I see this. You know, I guess we best just stay close to her and try to undazzle her.
And that's about it. Now it's just a question of waiting for the right part. My agent says that's all it takes, and then zoom right to the top. Bye, Rory. Was that Rory Calhoun? You actually know him? Well, I just kissed him once in the picture, so.
Well, I guess we better get a move on. We got a long drive back to the farm, and I imagine that Glory's got to get back to her acting.
Yes, I do. I have a costume change and wardrobe.
Now, hold on now. No lady ever pays so long as McCoy man's around.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Grandpa, this is kind of a high-tone place. Don't you reckon we ought to leave a tip?
See, 375.
375.
10 cents ought to do it, don't you think?
Better leave 15. We don't want him to talk.
Thank you. Hungry? That's Barbara Stanwyck.
She's sitting right where we sat.
I'm going to go get her autograph.
Here. Sure, now, you want people to think we're tourists or something? Get going now. Ma'am, I'm Amos McCoy. Would you give me your autograph, please? I ain't got no pencil or paper.
Oh.
My pencil.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, that's for the waitress.
Gosh, Kate, I wish we didn't have to go. There's so much more I'd like to see and hear from Glory.
I know, Heisey. Maybe we can come back and visit Glory again sometime. Or better still, maybe you can come out and visit us if you ever have a few days off.
Oh, now, Kate, Glory wouldn't want to come out to an old farm.
I'd love to come. I'd really welcome a weekend in the country, especially with old friends.
That's wonderful, Glory. This weekend would be fine, wouldn't it, Lou?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, maybe Glory ain't free.
Oh, I'm free as a bird. Come on, let's go to the commissary and we'll get paper and pencil. You can write down the directions for me.
Well, Grandpa, it ain't bad enough Kate coming out here and getting all dazzled, but having Glory to the house. Golly, with Glory standing there all perfumed and prettied up watching Kate do her housework, well, I tell you, Kate just ain't never going to be the same.
Here she comes! Here she comes!
She's here. Yeah. She's here, all right. Kate? Kate! Kate, Glory's here.
Oh, no. Here, you take this. I'll be out just as soon as I can finish and get cleaned up. I want to close the door. I don't want her to see me like this.
Well, looks like we're the welcoming committee.
Stay longer next time. Hello, Mr. McCoy.
Glory, how are you? Oh, here, let me take that bag into your room.
Oh, this is nice. Oh, this reminds me of home. Oh, the school picture. Hey, there's Kate. Where is she, by the way?
In the bedroom?
Don't tell me she's still sleeping at this hour.
Sleeping? Yeah, she's in there on the floor.
Yeah, we honestly can't sleep late. We wanted to have a rest, don't we, Lou?
Yeah.
Grandpa, you know you're so
Cassie,
pissed.
you go on in there and make some lemonade now. Glory's had a long, hot trip.
I can't get over Kate still sleeping at this hour. Farm life here sure must be different than it is back home.
Well, you see, Kate lives like a real lady now. Seeing as how she's married to Luke. Yeah, she don't hardly have to lift a finger.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, well, actually, Glory, the truth is...
I'll take the bag now.
Grandpa, I was fixing to take it in there for her.
Look, why don't you put down your step stool and your dust cloth there? You've done enough house cleaning for the day.
Huh?
Come on, Luke. Enough is enough. Look. Why don't you tip your toe in and see if Kate's ready to wake up yet? Like all of us do. Yeah. You just fan her with this so she can wake up to a cool breeze.
Yeah.
See, Kate's a delicate flower, and we have to treat her as such. Right this way. Well, if everybody's finished with the dessert, me and Luke will do the dishes.
Oh, now, come on. Glory's going to think I'm some kind of princess or something.
Well, now, ain't you, huh?
Oh, you I'm going to do the dishes, and that's that. Now, you take Glory and go sit out on the porch.
No, you ain't. You can dry if you want to, but I'm going to do the washing. I won't have you wrinkling up them lily white hands.
Oh, now,
come on, Glory. It's real nice out on the porch.
What's wrong with Luke and Grandpa today? Are they sick?
Kate sure is a lucky girl.
Yeah, she done all right for herself when she married into McCoys. She has a good life here. She wouldn't change places with no one.
Well, I don't blame her. Oh, it's pretty out here.
Yeah, we like it. Like I was saying, maybe Kate's life don't mean much compared with yours.
My life?
Yeah, the glitter, you know. Oh, Kate's doing fine here, and she has everything a farmer's wife could want. And that's why I'd sort of like to ask you to do a little favor for me. I wish you wouldn't want to talk too much about Hollywood. And there ain't no point in putting things in her mind that ain't going to do no good. And comparing her lot with yours, they're so different that, well, they... Glory, you crying? What for?
I don't know. I guess it's just being here, seeing Kate, all of you.
I'm the one that's like to trade places is all.
But you're a movie star.
I'm not a movie star.
What do you mean?
I'm just one of many girls. All about the same boat. Oh, we get our names in the paper. Get occasional small parts. Get photographed a lot at premieres, parties. It's just the glitter, Mr. McCoy. Actually, couldn't be lonely. I'm asking myself now, what am I doing here? Away from my family, my friends, away from Charlie.
Charlie? Charlie Bartlett? Jeb's boy? Now, look, honey. If Charlie's what you want, why didn't you go back to him? There's trains and buses running every day.
I guess you don't know how it was when I left.
Well, how was it?
Charlie was dead set against me going to Hollywood. I was just set on going.
So there he sits and here you sit.
That's about it.
And by golly, I always did say them Bartletts could give cards and spades from you when it come to being contrary. By jingers, I'm commissioned to think that the Perkinses could give him a good run for the money, too.
I do declare, I don't know what's come over Luke. He practically threw me out of my own kitchen. Said he'd finish everything himself.
Oh, well, I guess I'll leave you girls to talk by yourselves.
All right, Grandpa. Well, we're finally going to get a chance to talk. I got so much I want to... You've been crying, Glory. Was it something Grandpa said? If it was, you got to understand, he didn't mean nothing by it. He's a mite contrary at times, but he wouldn't hurt no one.
It wasn't anything your grandpa said.
Well, then...
Oh, come on, let's forget it, shall we? Now, listen. But... Now, you haven't told me a thing about your wedding or your trip out here to California?
Well, my wedding was one of the biggest ones they ever seen in Smoky Corners, I guess. All the kinfolk was there and friends, and we had lots of eats and dancing and more cider than they ever seen in one place.
It sounds like quite a blowout.
Oh, it was. They tell me there was 2 feuds and 3 more weddings come of it.
Here's a phone call for you.
Oh, that must be my agent. He insisted I leave word where I was.
It's right around there.
Hello? Yes, this is Glory Perkins. Charlie, how did you know I was here? I'm fine. I'm just fine. Oh, yes, I've had some wonderful parts. Oh, it's very exciting. I'm very busy with my career. What? Charlie, say that again. I miss you, too. Very much. Come back? Well, of course I'll come back. I'll come back right away. Tomorrow. I'll get a plane or a train or I'll walk if I have to. Bye. Thank you, Grandpa McCoy. Oh, kid, I'm so happy I'm going to be married.
Oh, Glory, that's wonderful.
Grandpa, what is all this?
Oh, it's a long story, Luke. But you ain't gonna have to worry about Kate no more.
Well, I guess I can see that, but what happened all of a sudden?
Well, you've heard all this talk about the grass being greener on the other side.
Yeah?
Well, it appears that Hollywood's got worse weeds than we got. The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan,
created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Nobody on the highway but window shoppers. Fill up your truck with beans, mister? Dozen sacks make a nice even load.
No, one sack will be plenty.
Well, now, look, these is quality beans, see?
Yeah, they look mighty good, all right.
If you was to buy them in the market in town, it'd cost you 3 times as much.
I don't doubt that, but all I can use is one sack.
I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 6 sacks for $5. There's a free sack in there.
What would I be doing with 6 sacks of beans?
Well, you got friends, ain't you? Relatives. Makes a nice gift this time of year.
Yeah, I suppose I could give them away. Tell you what, I'll give you $4 for 6 sacks.
$4.75.
$4.25.
Well. Hey, that front tire is a little low, ain't it?
Yeah, I know. I got a leaky valve.
Yeah. This a brand new pickup, is it?
No, 55.
It's a deal. 6 sacks for $4.55.
All right, let's throw them in the back. Say, that's a pretty fair price for good beans.
Well, I tell you, the whole bean market went right down the drain this year. And there we was, the biggest darn crop we ever laid in.
Grandpa, close the store and come on.
What are you talking about?
It's the man from the bank. He's here about lending you the money. He, Kate, and Luke are in the barn.
Oh, God darn it. Luke can't handle that bank, man. I best be getting right over there. You tend store it, Luke. You sell a lot of beans, I'll give you a reward.
Like what?
Like a free sack of beans.
That's what I've always wanted.
Here it is. It's all here. Shows where we spend every penny. Here's the living expenses, and here's maintenance for the car and tractor and things like that. And this is what it costs to put in our crops.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll require at least $1,500, all right?
Well, sorry I kept you waiting, young fella. Look, you should have told me as soon as you found out the man was coming. If this place could burn down, nobody'd never tell me nothing about it.
Mr. McCutcheon, this is my grandpa. Delighted.
That's all right.
Mrs. McCoy, what's this item?
Well...
All right, Kate, take your book and go in the house now. Money talks, man talk.
Oh, but Grandpa, Mr. McCutcheon was wanting to see these figures.
That's all right, Katie girl. I'll give him the figures. You go in the house. I wouldn't want to keep you away from your housework. You see, Mr. McCutcheon, Katie did a lot of work.
Don't let Grandpa mess things up.
Yeah, I'll try.
Well, now, as long as you want to look at the farm, we might as well see it from the ground up.
We're all mighty good layers, Mr. McCutcheon. We got
17 leggings, 20 reds, and a couple of Plymouth Rocks.
I see.
Yeah, you get that road down on your chicken page?
And that's all you have in here?
Well, we got a dog, but he ain't laid an egg since we got him.
He's laid an egg since we had him.
Gee, I'm getting to him, Luke. Now, just watch this. Mr. McCutcheon, why don't you look at some of these layers here? You'll find that the hardest working girls in the county. Relax now, Henrietta. It's Grandpa.
Holy jumping catfish. 7 eggs?
7 eggs?
Yeah, ain't she one of the laziest hens in the county? You take a look at Sylvia there, the second one from the end.
7 eggs under one hen. Grandpa, how could you?
Well, I only put them under there to make them more comfortable. Now, you come along, son. I'll show you some of my mechanical equipment.
Oh, Mr. McCutcheon, you'll have to excuse my grandpa. He exaggerates a little once in a while.
I understand. My grandfather used to live with us, too. They're a breed all their own, but they mean well. Anyway, I think I've seen all I need to see, Luke. Suppose you stop in the bank tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? Well, that'll be fine. Fine. Let's go tell Grandpa.
Goodbye, Grandpa.
Goodbye, little Luke.
Morning, Grandpa. You certainly are dressed up this morning.
Well, I have to get dressed up and look my best when I go bank calling.
Good morning.
Oh, morning.
Oh, what are you all slicked up for? You can't clean out the pigsty in them clothes. The hogs will think it's Sunday.
Well, I'm going to the bank with you.
What for? I can handle it myself. All I do is make my mark on a piece of paper and take the money and bring it home. You don't need to go.
Well, Grandpa, I think maybe I ought to go with you. Be a good experience for me.
Yeah, Grandpa, I think Luke ought to go, too. Besides, something may need reading, and you wouldn't understand it.
I say no. There's a lot of work to be done around here. And besides, banking is done by the head of the house. I don't want to hear no more about it.
Well, what a waste of time. I get my hair all slicked down, I shave extra close, I sprinkle on all this toilet water. And what for? To be with a bunch of hogs.
Can't waste it, son. They love you for it.
Here we are. Luke McCoy. By the way, where is he?
Where's who?
Luke.
Oh, he's home swilling the hogs.
Swilling the hogs?
Why, sure. It's a whole lot more important that he stay home and do his chores instead of riding into town with me and getting in the way of business dealings.
Getting away? Why, yesterday I thought...
Why, sure. I meant to tell you, say, about yesterday. Now, I hope he didn't mess up things. Luke's a good boy, but he just don't understand about money matters and such.
Well, Luke impressed me as being pretty bright.
Oh, bright! You bet your life he's bright. He's bright as a dollar. That's because I brought him along slow, you see, and sort of learned him everything I know.
You're teaching him?
Sure. And then when someday old Gabe blows the horn, why, I'll just leave the farm to Luke, just like my Uncle Ben done left it to me, you see.
Well, I was under the impression it was Luke's farm.
Luke's farm? Oh, Mr. McCutcheon. Just imagine you thinking Luke, a boy like him, could get a hold of such valuable property, and at his age. You say, now, if you just tell me where to make my mark and give me the money, I'll go running along home.
Mr. McCoy, I'm afraid I'm going to have to refuse you this loan.
You know, I don't like to be away so long, especially now that the days is getting shorter. Is any of these pens all right?
Mr. McCoy, you didn't hear what I said. I can't give you this loan.
We don't get the money? Oh, Mr. McCutcheon, you're joshing, ain't you? Yeah. No, he ain't joshing.
According to these figures, I'm afraid we just can't see our way clear on it.
Mr. McCutcheon, can figures tell you how good that soil is? Can figures tell you how easy it is to plow a furrow across the field without nicking your plowshares of the rocks? Do them papers show you how sweet the water is comes out of our well? Mr. McCutcheon, you don't see a farm with your heart. You see it with your gall-done fountain pen.
File number 13725. Subject, Luke McCoy, farm loan. Rescind clause 5, including loan. New information indicates Luke McCoy, not owner of farm. Correct owner, not considered good risk.
Maybe we should go see Mr. McCutcheon just one more time. Maybe Grandpa didn't get across to him just how desperate we are for that money.
Now, sugar, babe, Grandpa would horsewhip me if he thought I was sneaking around behind his back.
Well, Luke, Grandpa doesn't have to know. Grandpa can just think we're going into town to go shopping or something.
I don't know, sugar, babe.
Luke, we need that money awful bad.
Well, I would like to talk to Mr. McCutcheon just one more time.
Well, then let's do it.
All right, sugar. Go get your bonnet on.
Luke and me talked it over at home, and we thought maybe Grandpa said the wrong word or something.
In a way, yes, Mrs. McCoy.
You see, Luke, We thought maybe you got the wrong idea about Grandpa. He is a bit eager at times, and he does exaggerate once in a while, but it's only talk.
Yeah, Grandpa's got more common sense when it comes to farming than any farmer I ever met.
Well, I can only rely on my own judgment, Luke. As a matter of fact, I was going to let you have the loan when I was under the impression that you owned the farm.
That I owned the... Well, in that case, then I guess we better just forget about the loan. I'll own the place someday, but I hope that's a long time from now.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. McCutcheon.
I'm sorry it worked out like this.
Goodbye, Mr. McCutcheon. How's it going? Did you sell many beans?
No, not a thing.
Clap, Joe?
You come on inside the house. You've been out in this hot sun long enough. I bought some ice cream in town. You too, Peppino.
No, gracias, señora. I have some chili con carne in my room. Ice cream gives me the heartburn.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. Man spends the whole day out there and don't do one lick of business. I'm going back to that bank.
Yeah, Grandpa, look, let's just forget about the bank. We'll think of some other way. Now, come on, sit down and have some ice cream.
You know, Luke, maybe I didn't handle that fella just right. I know what I'll do. This time I'll take some cigars in. Some of them good nickel kind. Maybe he was overheated and stretchy that day in the sun. See, it don't bother us none because we're used to it. But you take a fella like him with bang skin. We'll try it.
Luke, you can't let him go. If Mr. McCutcheon tells him the truth, it'd break his heart. You've got to stop him.
Grandpa?
Well, make it snappy now, son. I gotta give my town clothes.
Grandpa, when me and Kate was in town, we stopped by the bank and had a little talk with Mr. McCutcheon.
We gave it that one more try you aimed to do.
And, Grandpa, Mr. McCutcheon turned us down once and for all.
He did, huh? Well, I can't understand it. He seemed so friendly there for a spell, especially to you, Luke.
Oh, yeah, he's friendly, all right.
Yeah, to you, maybe. Come to think of it, he asked about you. He said he thought you was real smart.
Well, that's all over with, Grandpa. Look, I think I better go out to the barn and milk them cows.
You know, maybe I should let you do all the talking, Luke. You'd have probably got the money. He thought for a while there that you owned the place.
Them cows, I gotta go to the barn.
Luke. Luke. What did Mr. McCutcheon say to you today?
The milk's going to come running out of them cows' ears if you don't go tend to them.
Luke, did Mr. McCutcheon tell you he'd give you the money if it weren't for me? It's all right, Luke. It's all right. I know. That's what he said. He probably didn't think an old coyote like me had to know how to run a farm like this in these modern times. That was it, wasn't it, Luke?
Well, McCutcheon doesn't know what he's talking about. You got more farming know-how in your little finger than half the farmers in this valley.
Luke told him so, too.
Kate, get me some paper and writing pen.
What for?
Get it, Kate. So, Cutcheon don't think I can run this place, huh? Well, we'll fix that right now.
Now, Grandpa, he's only doing a job. Don't put anything on paper you're going to be sorry about.
I ain't going to be sorry for it. You write what I tell you, Kate.
Not if it's going to have any cuss words in it. I heard of a man once got put in jail for writing a nasty letter.
You write what I tell you. This here is said by me, Amos McCoy, and put in writing to prove that I'm turning over my farm to my grandson, Luke McCoy.
Grandpa, no. No, that ain't right. I won't take it.
You squint your eyes down the writing size and write what I told you.
But, Grandpa...
You both know doggone well we can't get along without that money. Now, ain't no more to be said. Give it here, Kate. Amos. McCoys. It's done.
Grandpa, this don't change nothing. It's just a piece of paper, just to borrow the money.
Well, there's still work to be done. Guess I better go on out and milk your cows.
My cows.
Well, gentlemen, that puts everything in order. All we need now, Luke, is your signature in the presence of our notary public. Right over here.
Come on, Grandpa.
Huh?
Come on, we're going to go sign the papers.
You're going to sign them. I ain't. You go ahead. You don't need me.
Go ahead and finish that up, Miss Stevens, then leave it on my desk and I'll sign it.
Nice morning, ain't it?
Excuse me for staring at you, but haven't we met before?
My name's Amos McCoy.
Roy Fraser.
Your face is kind of familiar to me, too.
Beans.
I should have known you. You're the only customer I had all week. This way you work, is it?
Yeah. Say, incidentally, my wife told me those are the best cooking beans we ever had.
We sure know how to raise them.
Yes, sir.
You say I don't want to tell you how to do your business, but I think you missed one over there.
Hey.
How long you been working here?
Oh, 45 years. Oh, I retired 5 years ago, but they asked me to come back.
What you do seems simple enough, but I suppose there is an act to it.
Say, is anyone taking care of you, McCoy?
Yeah, my grandson Luke and Mr. McCutcheon's back there doing a little business.
McCutcheon, eh? Good man. Bright.
Yeah, I guess so. All depends on what side he's on. He might be all right for the banking, figures and all that, but he don't know nothing about farming or farmers. You know, I tried to get a loan. Young Stewart told me I didn't have a business head.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you have. You sure whipped me on that bean deal.
I had to sign over my farm to my grandson, Luke. So as to get a loan of the money.
Let me talk to McCutcheon.
No, look, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. You might get yourself in trouble. Well, there goes 45 years of dumping cigar butts right out the window.
And you'll let me know as soon as the photostats are ready, won't you, Mel?
McCutcheon,
Yes, Mr. Frazier.
on that McCoy loan.
Yes, sir. I'm finalizing it right now. Oh, this is Mr. McCoy. Luke, it's Mr. Frazier, president of the bank.
Oh, howdy, Your Honor.
Hiya, son. Say, what's all this business about having the old man sign away his farm?
Well, I had no choice in the matter, Mr. Frazier. On the basis of my conversations with him, I didn't feel he was a good risk.
Now, I'll say what I said before, Mr. McCutcheon. I think you're dead wrong.
I have to rely on my impressions. And here was a man who talked in circles, who exaggerated his assets, who kept no books.
That's the way Grandpa does things. I tried to explain that to you.
Now, listen, son. You know, you're going to have to learn to understand men like Amos McCoy. They're not used to making these black and white cut and dried deals. It's horse traders. And you're going to be dealing with a lot of these old-timers while you're here. Now, you come along with me and I'll show you how to handle a situation like this.
The yapping going on back there. I hope old Gabby didn't queer the deal, did he?
This here's Mr. Frazier. He's the president of this outfit.
President? That's right. We get an old sharpshooter like you in here, they have to come to me for help.
Well, don't knock Mr. McCutcheon. He's pretty slick.
Nevertheless, I handle the bigger deals. Now then, this is the paper turning your farm over to your grandson. Well, we won't need that anymore. We won't? Now, you say you want to borrow some money?
We sure do.
Listen to this, McCutcheon. How much you need?
You make the deal, Grandpa. You're the boss.
My way?
Your way.
How much you need?
At least $2,500.
$2,500? Highest I can go is $1,500.
Pretty bank you got here.
We like it.
Birch?
Mahogany.
Gotta have at least $2,500.
$1,500.
If we can get to $1,500, maybe we ought to...
Oh! All right. McCutcheon, get Mr. McCoy a glass of water from the cooler.
Yes, Mr. Fraser.
Fancy bank you got here. Drinking bottled water.
Spring water. Hauled in from the mountains in big tank trucks.
Yeah, I've seen them. They haul a gallon or two.
2,000.
It's a deal. Where do I sign?
Right there.
Grandpa, you're some talker.
He's a lot more than that, son. Well, we made a deal, McCutcheon. You make out a check to Amos McCoy for $2,000.
$2,000?
Water won't put no color in your cheeks, son. But you come by the place tomorrow and I'll give you a free sack of beans.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Get at it. Well, hello, Gloria. Pretty quiet in there. She ain't gonna be born today. Right down on it now, Sylvia. Right down tight. You gotta keep warm, you know. How you doing, Francis? Well, Henrietta. You ain't hatched out yet, huh? Yeah, you stay right with him. You gotta do it, you know. You know that incubator we're saving up for? Well, we ain't doing so good on it. But you ought to know about that, because you don't want to get your hopes up too high.
Señorama! Come quick!
Don't you know there's lots of mothers in here that's expecting?
Well, you have to come and see the bone we dug up.
Bone? You don't want me, you want the dog.
No, Senor Grandpa, you have never seen a bone like this in all your life. Come on!
What do you think of her, Grandpa?
That don't take the warts off the toad.
Yeah, we was plowing along just as peaceful as you please, and all of a sudden we hit what we thought was a big rock, and turned out to be this big bone.
Well, that's the god-darnedest thing I ever seen. I wonder what kind of animal that come from.
I'll bet it was from one of them big old animals used to live around here about 1,000,000 years ago. One of them dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Oh, I've heard about them. Some of them were bigger than a house.
Yeah? Yeah. Imagine a critter like this tromping through your cornfields.
Oh, when this animal was alive, there was no people around here.
Yeah, of course not. In them days, the people's all living back on the East Coast.
Hey, Grandpa, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's take this in and show it to the girls. I'll bet their eyes will really bug out.
Here, give me a hand, Pete. Here we go. Hold it. Take it. Oh, hold it, fellas. Hold it. Just one gall-darn minute. I just had the gall-darndest idea pop into my head I ever had.
Well, what's that, Grandpa?
Why, this ain't no bone. This is a gall-darn gold mine.
A gold mine, Senor Grandpa?
Yes, sir.
You aiming to sell the bone?
Better than that. Luke, you remember when we was coming across country from West Virginia, we was coming out here to California? All them places alongside the road we stopped at?
What places you mean, Grandpa?
Why, them ones that had the great big sign, stop, see the colored rocks, and stop, see the big lizard.
Oh, yeah. I remember the two-headed snake.
You say, Peppino, there's one day we like to spend better than 40 cents just looking at them things, huh?
Grandpa, I think I know what you mean.
Was any of them things bigger or better to look at than that bone right there?
Hey, Grandpa, you got a right smart idea there.
Yes, sir. And look, Luke, at a dime a peak, why, the money just started rolling in. You know what I'm going to buy the first thing?
What?
Is one of them incubators we need so bad. Now, let's get this money-making house and get her polished up.
Yeah.
Come on. Give it. Yeah. Can you handle it, Luke?
Yeah, I got it, Grandpa.
Want some help?
No.
What in the world? Jeepers.
Put it on the table. Make room there.
What? What is it? Yeah. So what is it? Looks like a dog.
Over. Did I shoot up there all right?
Where in the world did you find a thing like that?
In the field when we was plowing.
I saw one like that when our class went to the museum last year. I bet it came from some kind of dinosaur.
Smart girl. That's just what I was telling the boys.
We ought to call a museum right away and tell them we found it.
Well, that's a right good idea, Hassie.
Oh, we got a better idea than that, Sugar Babe. You remember them stands we seen when we was coming across the country? The ones that showed colored rocks and such?
We're going to show the bone the same way.
Yeah, it'd sell hot dogs and lemonade.
I still think we ought to call a museum and at least tell them we found it.
Well, I got a feeling Hassie's right. A bone like this must be mighty valuable.
Valuable? Of course it's valuable. It's valuable to us. You never mind the museum. Why, you girls tempt the chores around here, and you leave money-making matters to us men. Come on, Luke.
Yeah.
Hey, Peppino, polish her up good now. Go on. Do a good job on her.
They didn't seem to be as happy about our ideas as I thought they'd be.
Don't let that worry you, Luke. You know, women folks is all alike. They don't like for to have the men folks to go out hunting bear. But when he brings one home, they don't mind wearing a fur coat.
Some grown-ups can be the meanest people in the world.
What's the matter, little Luke?
Well, it's that old Mr. Sackett. He chased me away from the fishing hole again. Well, he says it's his property, and he doesn't want any kids on it.
Oh, that knothead. He must be just a natural-born grouch.
Well, he not only took my fish away, but when he chased me, I lost my pole.
Well, don't worry, little Luke. We'll make you another pole.
Yeah, and better than that, it wouldn't surprise me none if pretty soon we wasn't fishing off in our own boat, in our own private lake, catching our own private fish.
How are we going to do all that?
You just take a look at this, son, and you'll see.
Wowee!
Hear that, Luke? Every time you hear one of them wowies from now on means another dime in a cookie jar. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, folks, I guess you seen the picture of me and the bone in the Valley paper yesterday. If you think that's something, you just wait till you get a look at the real, genuine article in the flesh. Your son, you're going to have something to tell your grandchildren about. Well, I guess we're all set. You want no free peekers around here. Now, just bet you give it a look and get your breath before I tell you the story about it.
Oh, it's amazing. Amazing. What a remarkable discovery.
Well, it's rightly nice to hear you say that, ma'am, but I'll thank you for a dime before you start oohing and ahhing.
Oh. There you are. You know, when I read about it in the paper, I could hardly believe it.
Yeah, we got a lot of new business out of that story. But you ain't heard nothing yet, ma'am, until you hear the story behind this here critter. Now, folks, this bone you see here is from a real, live, genuine animal that was...
Excuse me. It was not an animal. It was of the reptile family.
This animal was taller than a silo and almost a half mile long. Now...
No, it rarely exceeded 80 feet in length.
Look, man. That dime you give you the right to look, but didn't give you no blabbing privileges. Now, folks, this animal was so big that bone you see back there, that was one of his toes.
Oh, it couldn't be.
All right, Miss Know-It-All. What do you think it is?
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind at all. No, indeed. It is the upper leg bone of a brontosaurus, a dinosaur closely allied to the Diplodocus.
Folks, I'm sorry you hear that kind of language. Now, look, man, there's women and children out there, and I thank you...
I'm so sorry. I should have introduced myself. I am Dr. Kirkwood.
Well, if you're a doctor, why aren't you out curing people instead of coming around here with your crazy stories?
I am a doctor of paleontology.
I never heard of it. But if any of us catches it, we'll call you in. Now, I'd thank you if you just let me go on with my talk. You know, folks, I'm sorry about all them interruptions, but there's a flapjaw in every neighborhood. Now, when you go home, I want you to tell all your friends about this here bone. And when you come back, I want to bring all the children with you, see? Because this ain't only entertaining, it's educational, too. And that's all for today, folks. Be sure and come back and see us. Tell all your friends.
Come again. How we doing, Grandpa?
How we doing? $1.80 this morning.
Whew, that's on top of $6.20 yesterday. You'll have that incubator in no time. And then we can start buying some of that other stuff we need around here.
Yeah, with all that digging you and Peppina's doing, no telling how many bones you'll find.
Hey, you ain't fooling. We might just end up with a whole chain of bone shows all up and down this road.
Well, come on, let's see. Us rich folks got to keep up our strength.
Sugar, babe, ain't that pretty music?
Dr. Kirkwood, I'd like you to meet my husband, Luke, and this here's Grandpa.
How you do, ma'am?
Watch you, Luke. Don't say a word. She'll tell you how to run your business.
Oh, I'm sorry. I only thought I was helping by giving you the correct information.
Dr. Kirkwood's from the museum, Grandpa.
Yes, that's right, sir. And we of the museum were hoping that you might donate the bone to us. Don't you see, sir, that you really haven't the right to deprive thousands of museum goers of their chance to see the bone?
Ain't got the right? We found it on our property.
Yeah, if we dug up a mess of potatoes, I guess we'd have the right to bake them and mash them up and eat them, wouldn't we?
Grandpa, you know this ain't the same thing.
Don't you understand, Mr. McCoy, that by donating it to the museum, you will be contributing personally to the advancement of science?
Science? What does science ever do with a farmer? First they invent a milking machine to milk the cows, then they invent an airplane to scare the cows out of giving it.
Apologize for Luke and Grandpa for the way they're acting.
Well, now, maybe you can talk to them later. Now, you know where I can be reached. Goodbye, Mrs. McCoy. It was so nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm never going back to school again.
Well, what happened, Hassie?
I'm so ashamed. The teacher says we aren't good citizens.
What does she mean we ain't good citizens? Us McCoys has always been good citizens. Don't we work hard for our country? And when the government wants income tax, wouldn't we pay it if we had an income?
The teacher talked to me after school. She said she was real disappointed in us McCoys for keeping the bone and charging people to see it. She said that it was our duty as citizens to give it to a museum that belonged to all the people and not just to us.
Well, you mean she said we ain't good citizens just because we're keeping the bone?
She told us about Andrew Carnegie and Mr. Rockefeller. They shared their money and made a lot of people happy.
Yeah, maybe so. Bet if all they had was a bone, they'd think twice about giving it away.
Well, Grandpa, maybe there's something to what that teacher said. I've been thinking.
And now that's the worst thing you can do. Now look, everybody. This is a mighty important thing. And if you ask me, this calls for a family vote.
We practically just had one.
What do you mean? How can you take a vote in a democracy when all the voters ain't been heard from? Little Luke ain't here.
All right, Grandpa, we'll take the vote just as soon as little Luke comes home for lunch.
Peppina, it's Peppina's day off. You can't leave him out of nothing as important as this.
But he won't be home until late tonight. We won't be able to vote until tomorrow.
Good. I mean, well, I guess that's the way it'll have to be.
I know what you're fixing to do, Grandpa. You want more time so you can bamboozle everybody into voting your way.
Not by a long shot, I ain't. This family's a democracy. And the folks has got to know the facts. Now, you can vote as your girl done please tomorrow. And if I ain't outvoted, why, we keep the bone.
Right, Grandpa.
Yeah, come on.
now, let's get back to another checking game here. Kate's sure spending a lot of time in little Luke's room.
Nah, she's probably telling him bedtime stories.
Well, Luke, you know, that plow's going to need a new plowshare.
Mm-hmm. What kind you planning to get?
Well, you got a pretty shrewd mind, Luke. I'll leave that up to your judgment.
You're going to let me pick it?
Luke, I ain't the only McCoy that's got a good business head on his shoulders.
All right, I'll start looking through the catalog first thing in the morning.
Look now, why wait? You know, we're going to have a lot of money coming in, seeing how me and you as partners. Don't you think we ought to sort of figure out how we want to invest all this here cash?
Well, sure a lot of things we need.
Like what?
Well, the first thing I think we ought to get is some equipment so we can start working that rocky section of the farm.
You know that's the smartest thing I ever heard.
Well, you see, that way we'll have more land and we can raise more crops and we'll make more money.
Well, now that's what I call real McCoy thinking. You got a mind sharp as a steel trap. What kind of incubator do you think we ought to get?
Well, when I was down the feed store last week, I seen an incubator I think would be just about right. And it only cost $39.50.
Luke, if that's the kind of incubator you like, that's the kind of incubator we'll get.
All right, little Luke. Tomorrow morning I'll have that applesauce cake ready for you. Good night. Luke, it's getting kind of late.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you sleepy?
Of course you ain't getting sleepy. We got a lot of business to talk over here.
Yeah, that's right, sugar babe. I'll see you later.
Anything you say, sweetheart.
She sure keeps her figure nice and neat, don't she?
And them muscles sure comes in handy for churning butter and slopping the hog. Now, Luke, about investing all that money of ours, why don't you tell me some more of them ideas of yours, huh?
Well, we could...
Now, that's more calves.
Yeah, we could do that.
I knowed you'd come up with another fine notion.
Since you weren't coming to bed right away, I thought I'd better come in and give you a good night kiss. Good night, Grandpa.
Good night, Grandpa.
Grandpa?
It'll be Lord in that kind of campaign.
Oh, hi, Grandpa.
Oh, did I wake you up? I tried to be as quiet as I could, put my fish pole in so you'll have it to use in the morning.
Let me use your fish pole?
Why, sure. They ain't nothing too good for my favorite grandson.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Now, you'll have a new fish pole of your own as soon as we get the money from that bone. I don't know what Kate's been telling you, but...
Oh, hi, Grandpa.
Like I was saying, you'll have a new fish pole if tomorrow you vote to keep that bone. You understand?
I will, Grandpa. No matter what Kate says.
I guess you figured out that cake ain't the only thing that's full of applesauce around here. Well, good night, little Luke.
Say, Grandpa, what are you doing up so late?
Well, I just thought I'd stay up and tell you the good news.
What good news?
Well, we had a vote tonight, and we decided to give you 2% share of all the money we make off the bone.
Senor Grandpa, that is wonderful news. I thank you very much. And Conchita will thank you, too, when I buy her a present with the money.
Well, don't thank me. I was happy to be able to talk the others into doing it. And another thing, we'll hold another vote tomorrow morning. And this is to decide as to whether we keep the bone or turn it over to the museum. I guess you know which way to vote. Huh, partner?
Si, senor partner.
That should do it.
That's perfect, Luke.
Hey, we're all ready to vote. The good old democratic way to settle things?
Oh, yes, Grandpa, just as soon as little Luke gets back from fishing.
Yeah, there ain't nothing like a democracy to... What's that?
Oh, we're really going to vote the Democratic way this time, Grandpa. We're all going to vote by secret ballot.
Another one of your tricky schemes, huh? But I'll tell you right now, it ain't gonna work.
Wait till my grandpa hears about this.
Hey.
You leave me alone.
Out there.
This your boy?
It sure is our boy.
What's the matter, little Luke?
I'll tell you what's the matter. I caught this kid trespassing again.
I was not trespassing. Honest. All I was doing was fishing.
Well, I want it stopped, understand? If I catch this kid on my property again, I'll...
You what? Hold on, Luke. Now, just a minute, mister. Seems to me like you're getting all riled up over nothing.
Nothing. He's been stealing my fish.
Well, now, that don't make no sense at all. Them fish come from way upstream. How do you figure they're yours?
I figure anything found on my land is mine.
Well, don't you think the good Lord put things on earth to be shared by everybody? Like fish, for instance?
Not if it's mine. Now, you keep your kid off my property from now on, or I'll have the law on you.
Well, now, that's the orneriest one human being I ever saw.
You sure was awfully mean to take those fish away from me. They're the biggest ones I ever caught.
Oh, little Luke, don't let an old chucklehead like that upset you. You're going to meet people like that all your life. You just want to pay them no mind, that's all. All they think is the sheriffs. They just ain't good citizens.
Well, let's us good citizens go inside and get to voting, huh, Grandpa?
Yeah, let's take it. Come on, little Luke.
Voting. Oh, yeah, voting.
All right. Now put a circle if you want to keep the bone and an X if you want to give it to the museum.
Now you...
All right, here.
Now you has. There we are.
Well, go ahead, count them.
4 votes for giving the bone to the museum and 2 for keeping it.
Oh, Grandpa, I'm sorry the vote went again yet.
I don't get it. I voted for keeping the bone.
I did, too.
Count them again, Hassie.
No, ain't no need to count them, Hassie. The vote's right.
Grandpa, you voted for giving up the bone? Well, why'd you change your mind?
Well, I'll tell you why, Luke. Sometimes when you see a fella making a fool of himself, it's sort of like looking into a looking glass. And when I heard about that poor excuse of a human being taking them fish away from little Luke, well, I sort of got a peek at myself acting the same way about that there bone. You tell your teacher, Hassie, about it. In case you call up Dr. Kirkwood and tell her that us McCoys is going to be rightly proud to give the bone to the museum.
Grandpa, you're the most wonderful grandpa in the world.
Now stop getting mushy about this thing. Well, get her on the phone, Kate.
I can't get over it, Grandpa. Your name, big as life, right here in a museum.
Yeah. Well, there has been a lot of import McCoys, but I guess I'm the first scientist in the family. Say, now, folks, you want to see something real amazing. You see that right there? That come from an animal as big as a mountain. And that bone is part of his nose. And when they made him mad, he just stomped his feet and fire come out of both ears. You know, folks come from miles around on a cold night. Just to keep warm.
Why'd you go telling a story like that?
Well, I'm sort of a partner in this here museum. I figure it's my duty, sort of pepper business a little.
McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Gentlemen, I'd like to say that I'm rightly proud and honored to be nominated for such a high office. And Please, I ain't finished yet. I accept the nomination with my promise to make this a hard, clean, honest campaign. And if you know Amos McCoy, you know he always keeps his promise. Thank you.
Ole, Senor Grandpa. You make a wonderful president of the United States.
Oh, I ain't a running for the president of the United States, but it means just as much to me, though.
Well, what are you running for?
I'm running for the Grand High Imperial Mummy of the Ancient and Loyal Order of the Mystic Nile.
Wow, that is important. What does it mean?
What it means? It's only the sixth highest office in my lodge, that's all. I just choke up, Peppino, when I talk about it.
Well, Senor Grandpa, when were you nominated?
I ain't been nominated. Leastwise, not yet. The meeting ain't until tonight.
Hey, the meeting is not until tonight. How did you know you were nominated?
Well, I get some inside information. Now, go on, get out of here. I gotta finish my speech. Gentlemen?
Ain't you going to the meeting of the Mystic Nile tonight?
No, I don't think so, Sugar. I went last month, and I don't know. I ain't much for lodge doings.
Well, if you don't like it, then why'd you join?
Because Grandpa practically dragged me into it, you know that.
Well, Luke, I think it's kind of nice to belong to something.
Well, I like belonging to you, Sugar Babe.
Luke.
Well, besides, I feel silly wearing all them goofy clothes and doing that crazy handshake and all. See, that even Mac thinks it's nutty.
Want something to eat, Matt? Come on.
Luke, you ain't dressed and this is meeting night.
Well, I thought I'd pass it up, Grandpa.
Pass it up? You can't, Luke. This is the important meeting. They hold a nomination for the Grand High Imperial Mummy.
Grandpa, I don't care much who they nominate.
Not even if they was nominating someone you knowed?
Oh, are you trying to say that they might nominate you?
Oh, no, that's silly. I'm expecting nothing like that. In fact, don't care one way or the other, but I think it's only fitting that you be there to cheer whoever is nominated.
Well, I'm very happy just sitting here reading the paper.
You just quit being happy reading the paper and get change your clothes.
You're really serious, ain't you?
Yes, I sure am, and I'm disappointed in you.
Well, all right. All right, Grandpa. Means so much to you.
Shit, like a loyal son of the Mystic Nile. Let me see it, son. Let me see it.
So, if it's agreeable to everyone, we'll hold the annual picnic 2 weeks from Sunday at Valley Park. Now, let's all pitch in and make this the best darn picnic that the Mystic Nile has ever had. And now to the last and most important business of the evening. Your committee's report on the nominees for Grand High Imperial Mummy. Guardian of the Oasis, may I have the cards, please? Thank you. In accordance with the democratic procedure of this organization, there are 2 nominees. The first is Brother McGinnis. Hey, that's me. The second nominee is Brother McCoy.
No wonder you dragged me along. You knew this all the time.
Stand up, Brother McCoy, so the brothers can see you. No, not you, Amos. It's Brother Luke McCoy. Come. Stand up, Luke.
There must be some mistake.
No mistake. It says right here, Brother Luke McCoy. Well, those are the two nominees, gentlemen, and may the better man win.
That concludes the business of the meeting this evening. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I move.
Meeting's adjourned.
How about that? You surprised, Luke?
No, that ain't the word for it, Tom.
Well, I'll tell you how it happened. A lot of us felt that there was a need for young blood in the leadership. Isn't that right, Mr. McCoy?
Young.
Of course, it's going to be a tough fight, what with McGinnis owning the only hardware store in town.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, all the members do business with him, most of them on credit. Knowing Mac, he's not going to forget to remind him of that.
Hey, that's fighting dirty.
Well, don't worry. We'll put up a fight of our own. We'll all get in there and pitch for Luke, won't we, Mr. McCoy? Well, come on, let's go get some coffee with the boys. We'll start mapping out our strategy.
Yeah. You coming, Grandpa?
Yeah, I'll be along, Luke.
Okay.
Well, Amos, what do you think about Luke being nominated, huh?
Oh, fine, just swell.
Yeah, I'm glad it turned out this way. I was afraid it might be you.
What are you talking about?
Luke's a young man. He can stand a crushing defeat better than you can.
Well, what makes you think it's going to be a crushing defeat?
Amos, I'm the opposition. Remember?
So?
Look at the record, man. Last year I ran for High Dromedary. It was a landslide. Before that, Guardian of the Oasis, no contest. Keeper of the Sands, same thing. Amos, when I'm nominated, I'm a shoo-in.
Well, why did he even bother putting somebody else up?
Amos, this is a democracy. Let's go have a cup of jam.
Don't touch me, McGinnis. I pay cash.
If I'm elected, I'll be an important man. Yes, sir, a very important man.
I know.
I'm on my way. Huh, Grandpa? Who knows? Who knows? May not be long before I can work my way right up there to the top of the pyramid. High exalted Pharaoh. I wonder how I look in them long red robes. Well, I better be getting to sleep. I'll need all my strength for the campaign. Good night, Grandpa.
Good night, Luke.
Be right in, honey. Well, night, Grandpa.
Okay, just a minute. We got to pull that boy down out of the clouds before he breaks his heart.
What do you mean, Grandpa?
Well, he's practical got himself elected.
Well, he's got a chance, ain't he?
Well, you know who he's running against, don't you? Mac McGinnis.
So?
Well, he's got as much chance of beating him as our mule has of winning the Kentucky Derby.
Well, I'm surprised at you.
What do you mean?
Well, giving up like that.
I ain't a-giving up. I'm just stating facts. Ain't nobody ever beat Mac yet. He might have a chance if one of us older or more experienced men was a running. Luke's young.
Luke's young, but he's a McCoy, ain't he?
Sure, but he can...
Well, since when are you admitting that a McGinnis can beat a McCoy?
I ain't admitting no such a thing. You know yourself that any time I ever had a run-in with McGinnis that I never let him get away with nothing.
Then why are you acting this way now? Quitting before the race even starts.
I ain't quitting. No, by gosh, I ain't quitting. You're right, Kate. I should be ashamed of myself for even thinking of such a thing.
Now you're talking like yourself.
Before this campaign is over, let McGinnis know he's had a battle on his hand. I'm going to roll up my sleeves for action.
And so am I. While you're out getting the men folks' votes, I can be working on their wives.
Now you're talking. We'll show that McGinnis what a campaign really looks like. We'll have us everything. Banners, streamers, parades.
Grandpa, how come you know so much about politics?
Oh, you're joshing, ain't you? Why, politics practically run through the McCoy family. We had a second cousin once who was a notary public. Howdy, Brother Watkins.
Hello.
Hi, brother. Thought you might like to know what Luke's planning to do when he's elected a mummy.
Oh?
Go ahead, tell him, Luke. Go on.
If I'm elected, it is my aim to serve in this honorable office to the best of my ability and to uphold the noble traditions of the Mystic Nile.
What's new, Amos?
Listen to the boy, Sam. He's got plans, big plans. Huh, Luke?
Yes, sir. Yeah, big plans.
Like what?
Yeah, well, big.
Like we got an annual picnic. Well, Luke's for 2 annual picnics.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 2 annual picnics twice a year.
Yeah, not for that potato salad and coleslaw like they always have. Luke is fighting for dill pickles.
Big ones.
Hey, Sam, and that ain't all. He's going to see they put a little something in the punch.
Say, that would help to liven things up.
Oh, Luke's got a lot of good ideas in his head for that lodge. I'd think about voting him in, if now's you.
Yeah.
There ain't no need for you to work as hard as this with a big, strong boy like Luke standing by. Hey, go on, give Sam a hand, Luke. Give me one.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, oh,
sure
don't mention it.
thing. I won't forget this.
Yeah. Come on over here, I want to talk to you.
All right.
Say, Luke, while you're at it, you might as well cut up the whole batch.
The whole?
Yeah, all of it. Now, look, Sam, while Luke's a working there, there's a few things I think you ought to know.
Oh, yeah?
In picking a mummy, you got to be awful careful because it's a great responsibility.
And you know that McCoy can't hold a candle to me when it comes to experience, right? Well, of course. Why, this McCoy's just a sand flea, a beginner. I'm a chic first class. And that's why I say that every thinking brother has got to go along with my slogan. Let Mac lead the pack. Did you get it? Let Mac lead.
I heard.
Ready.
Never mind. You're too late, McCoy. This vote's spoken for.
Right now, I ain't interested in voting. Of course not. Luke just dropped by, give his jug a new sidey. Well, hello there.
If I'm elected, it is my aim to serve in this honorable office to the best of my ability and to uphold the noble traditions of the Mystic Nile.
How's that?
Fine, just fine. That's hitting below the belt.
You know, Luke's going to do a lot of things, too. If he's elected, why, he's going to have a checky tournament with prizes and everything.
Say, that sounds great. McGinnis, how come you didn't think of something like that? Well, I could have. That is, you and your checky tournament.
Well, I got to get back to work. Hey, why don't you leave Luke do that? He's been shoeing horses since he's 5. Huh? It'll give us a chance to have a little talk about the best sort of a fella to get him to be a mummy, you see.
Say, you be careful of that left front one, boy. She's skittery.
So, ladies, that's what my Luke stands for. A bigger and stronger ladies' auxiliary. More togetherness between the husbands and wives. And that's why I urge you to have your men folks go out and vote for Luke McCoy for mummy.
See, ladies?
Oh, boy. We just come from town, and the word is that the campaign votes is really swinging my way.
Well, that's wonderful, Luke.
You know, Luke's running this campaign like a veteran politician.
Oh, Tom.
Well, it's true. You've come up with some great stunts, like sawing all that cordwood for Sam Watkins and shoeing Joe Martin's horse and the ladies' teas and everything. Well, that's shrewd politicking, boy.
Yeah, well, anybody could have thought of them things.
Yeah, but you thought of it first. Boy, we sure picked the right man when we picked Luke.
Well, thanks, Tom. You know, to tell you the truth, I never dreamed I had it in me to run a campaign as good as this.
Oh, you've got it, boy. You have got it.
Well, I got a lot more plans up my sleeve. Come on, let's go in the kitchen and get some lemonade, and I'll tell you all about them.
Grandpa, he really thinks he's done all this by himself.
Well, maybe there's a lot of excitement around. Maybe he forgot things.
Grandpa, you don't forget people that help you. Without you, he'd be nowhere.
Why, he's acting downright conceited.
Well, now, Kate,
Grandpa, I'd like to see Luke get ahead, win this election. But if it's going to change his whole personality, I can do very well without it.
Here's what I wrote for my final speech just before election at the lodge tomorrow night. My friend, Patrick Henry said, "Give me liberty or give me death." John Paul Jones said, "Don't give up the ship." Tonight, I would like to add still another battle cry. A vote for Luke ain't no fluke. He didn't didn't hear the best part. Liberty, equality, fraternity. These are the things I will fight for.
Hey, Luke, where did you get all that?
Hey, good, huh? I copied them out of Hassie's history book.
But, Luke, what's all them things got to do with the Mystic Knife?
Oh, well, some pretty famous men said them, so they must be good.
Don't you think it'd be better if you said what you feel instead of copying down what a lot of other men has already said?
Yeah, but, Grandpa, these other men, they was politicians, too.
Yeah, I know, but it appears to me if you said something about the lodge and what serving it meant to you and how you considered holding office a great honor and a responsibility.
Grandpa's right, Luke.
Well, you both really think I'd do better if I made a speech like that?
Well, I feel that that's what the men would want to hear, yeah.
All right, and that's what I'll give them. Yes, sir. I'll say, I consider holding office a great honor and a responsibility. Hey, that's pretty good, huh? That's pretty. I better write that down before I forget my thoughts.
His thoughts. Grandpa Luke's got so bound up in himself he doesn't hear anybody else talking. Well, he's going to hear me right now.
Hey, Kate, don't be too harsh on the boy.
Now, please, Grandpa. I'm going to have my say. Luke?
Just a second, Sugar.
I want to talk to you.
Kate, I had no idea all this could be so exciting.
I know, Luke.
You know, it turns out I got a real knack for politics.
Well, that's just what I want to talk to you
Tom
about.
thinks I can really go places. And why not? Why not? Lots of big men in public office started out just like this. I'm not saying I could get to be governor or nothing like that, but I'll bet you I could be something.
But, Luke, what do you know about that sort of thing?
Well, it's in our blood. Didn't Grandpa ever tell you about our second cousin that was a notary public? Now, look, Sugar, would you leave, please? I really got to get that speech wrote down.
Oh, what's the use? It's hopeless. I can't even talk to you, Luke.
Sugar, I know how you feel, but you just got to be patient. See, you got to get used to the idea of sharing me.
Sharing you?
Well, let's face it. From now on, whether I like it or not, I belong to the people.
That does it. Luke, this may sound like a terrible thing to say. I hope you lose that election.
You what?
I mean it, Luke. You don't care any more about that lodge now than you did last week when you didn't even want to go to the meeting. All you're interested in is a lot of glory for yourself.
Well, now, what are you saying, Kate? Now, that ain't true.
Oh, it ain't? I suppose you ain't taking credit for all them campaign IDs, and you know very well they was all Grandpa's. You haven't said so much as a thank you to him.
Well, now, listen, Sugar,
no,
babe.
No, you listen to me. If anybody should be running for that office, it should be Grandpa. He's got his heart in that lodge. He'd go out and work for it, and not just take the bows either. I'm ashamed of you, Luke.
Kate! Kate!
And that's why I say to you, brothers, when you mark your ballots tonight, a vote for McGinnis is a vote for sound administration.
And now we'll hear from our other candidate, Luke McCoy.
Oh, I've lost the speech I had wrote down.
Lost it?
You gotta help me. I can't remember the words.
Well, say what you feel. Tell them how much you think of the lodge and how important it is that the right man gets himself elected.
I can't, Grandpa. You go tell them for me. But no, you go on now. You gotta help me.
Well, right now, my grandson Luke here has been sort of overcome by the great honor that's been bestowed on him. So, I'll speak for him. What he was going to say was a candidate, any candidate, should be rightly proud to serve the Mystic Nile. Because, brothers, this is a lodge that's worth serving. Oh, I know, to some outsiders it might look like, well, all we do in here is have shenanigans and hijinks. But there's a lot more to the Mystic Nile than that. Like raising money for charities and putting out a helping hand to them that needs it. in promoting brotherhood and good feeling in the community. If we had more of that in the world, why, we'd be a whole lot better off. And to my mind, there ain't no greater honor a man could have than to be asked by his brothers to sort of, well, help lead in this kind of cause. Well, I guess that's what Luke was going to say, and, well, I thank you.
And now, we'll all mark our ballots. And when you get through voting, just pass them into the aisles here for collection. Brothers, we have the final tabulation of the voting. Quiet, quiet. I give you your new Grand High Mummy by a landslide write-in vote. Brother Amos McCoy.
You see, Grandpa, the right man got elected.
Right man? You mean you got me up there on purpose?
You bet he did. Last night, Luke came over to the house, and he convinced us all we were back in the wrong McCoy.
Luke McCoy, you've gone and tricked an old man, and you know something? Bless you first, son.